Well, I just started this new job as a school teacher with the Mobile County Public Schools, and it has been a life changer. Great benefits, the hours are great, and great students. Just overall, it's a great opportunity.
Oh, wow, that sounds great. I'm going to look into that.
You should.
For more information, visit mcpss.com/job opportunities.
A new year has arrived, and for both teams tonight, new head coaches have arrived as well. Elena Peacock brings a wealth of experience to a young Bryant program that sits at 8-8 on the year, while at Rain, Brandy Randall is off to a slow start at 2-9 and trying to get the Lady Red Raiders back on track for 2023. What will the new year have in store for these two teams? That is about to be determined tonight for the MCPSS High School Basketball Game of the Week. Thanks for joining us. I'm Al Whedon, joined by the coach, Ronnie Arrow. Happy New Year, Coach, and we are back at it again.
We are back at it, Al. It's great to be back. Over the break, I was fortunate to be able to go. I know you were at one of the tournaments, one of the high school tournaments, but I was at the UMC tournament and UMS tournament, and also over at the college tournament over at Spring Hill. Yep. Coach Robinson put on a very nice tournament over there. Sure did. I've never seen so many games that went down to the wire in a tournament.
Absolutely.
I mean, over and over and over again. And the positive part about it, that was a feather in McGill's cap, where the boys won the tournament over at Spring Hill, and the girls won the tournament at McGill over at UMS.
Yeah, I heard. So they brought home both the trophies over there for the Yellow Jackets, but had a chance to PA some games over the holiday for the Gulf Coast Holiday Classic. And on that Thursday night, Coach, going into the big night on Friday, I called 2 overtime games and 2 buzzer beaters.
Were you hoarse the next day?
I was definitely hoarse the next day because I had to turn around and do stuff the next morning, as a matter of fact. But we've seen some great hot basketball over the holiday, and we're going to have some great basketball tonight coming up with Bryant versus BC Rain. We're going to have the girls up first, then we're going to have the boys. And, Coach, the ironic thing about what we're going to see tonight, every coach is in their first year. At now they have experience, but this is their first year at each school.
It is, and I tell you what, they're all veterans by now.
Right.
If they get a job, they're a veteran.
They are.
But to get to know the team and the flow, but this first game is going to be interesting because they're both very, very young teams.
All right, let's take a look at the lineup right here for tonight. BC Rain is the home team. Bryant comes in at 8-8, getting the start. Carly Barnes, Maddie Marie Grayson, Mary Margaret Grayson. They are twins. We'll talk about them later. Sanaya Johnson down in the post, and Jasmine Summerlin. And for the Red Raiders, the leading scorer, Mykeria Lalande, at 14 points per game. She's going to lead the Red Raiders, backed up by Lachelle Johnson, Kiera McPherson, Kiriana Donald, and Sierra McCorvey will be down low. She'll be taking the tip-off, as we're just seconds away here from getting underway in 2023, Coach. Like I said, we're back at it again.
We're back at it, and I tell you, an 8-8 record may not sound very good, but Coach Peacock at Bryant is happy with the youngsters that she puts out on the court. They've got to be the youngest team in the country. They have 1 senior, they have 5 sophomores, and 4 freshmen.
Right.
Oh, and also 1 8th grader that they rely on.
That is correct, and 2 of those freshmen are starting tonight, the twins, and one with the ball will be Maddie Marie Grayson and Marie Margaret. So we're going to try not to get them confused, Coach, and sinking it right there. Carly Barnes gets the action started for the Lady Canes.
She's the point guard that gets the ball to the twins. She has to take care of the ball. That's her role. Now, you're going to see Bryant pressing the whole game. Both the twins are, between the 2 of them, they're averaging about 7 steals a game.
Down low goes the Red Raiders. They can't convert. Looks like a tie-up on the floor, and possession is going to go to the Lady Canes. You're right about that. Maddie Marie averaging 22.1 points per game, leading the team for the Lady Canes. And her twin sister, Mary Margaret, right behind her at 15.9. So there's a lot of buckets in the Grayson household there.
And the team is only averaging 49 points a game. So between the 2 of them, they're averaging 38 points of the 49 points.
They are definitely making it happen for the Lady Canes. Driving in right there.
Nice floater.
We talked about her, Maddie Marie Grayson, as she gets points, and we have a stoppage on the floor. Is that going to be a foul? Let's see if we can get some clarification here. Or maybe a delay a game or something.
Yeah, it might have been.
Might have been delay a game, Coach.
Full court press. Again, I saw Bryant play early this year, and they'll full court press the whole game. Nice trap. Nice trap
Trapped him
there.
right there, got the turnover. Mary Margaret drives to the hole and scores.
One of the things that Coach Randall said that they're having problems with, they only have one senior on the team. They're having problems turning the ball over, just like that. They can't do that against Bryant and win.
They're going to run up and down the floor. There's the other twin, Maddie Marie Grayson. Talked about her, leads the team in scoring 22.1 points per game, and an early timeout called by Brandy Randall. And you hit it right on the head, Coach. They're trying to find some cohesiveness on their team. They come in at 2-9 so far and trying to find themselves and get themselves. And it's not Coach Randall's fault, but she got a late start. She literally got hired maybe a day or two before the season started.
Yeah, it's hard to put in everything that you want and get to know the girls. But Kiera McPherson and Leyland, they've got to be able to get the ball to those two girls for them to score. McPherson is averaging 10 and Leyland's averaging 14. But if they can't get the ball past mid-court on the press, they'll never get the ball to score.
They'll never get shot right there, Coach Brandy Randall. So inbounding the ball, Kiriana Donald. And we get a nice shot from our buddy Leon down low underneath the goal.
You know, the other thing, too, I saw Bryant play in the Orange Beach tournament early in the year, and they've gotten better and better that I can see. More, you know, if they don't watch it, they get to watching the twins do everything. But they've got some other girls on this team that can also play.
Land gets it over to Kiera McPherson. Back to Lachelle Johnson.
Man-to-man. Not too much pressure on the ball, but another
Loose
turnover.
ball and turnover. Going to the hole. Maddie Marie Grayson for Bryant. They are on top 10-0 as they open up early here against BC Rain. BC Rain trying to get on the board.
On the board, I don't think they've got a shot, have they? Have they got a
They
shot
have
up
not.
yet?
I believe they've attempted one shot so far, Coach Arrow. Down low, they attempted a shot, couldn't capture the offensive rebound, and the other way went to Bryant. That ball almost
steal.
thrown away, but stolen by one of the Grayson twins, Maddie Marie, and stolen back by BC Rain, but they can't hold on to it.
And Coach Randall said that today. Their biggest problem is turnovers. Now, they're not a very good rebounding team, but if they can get the ball down the court to McPherson and Leyland, those two girls can score.
It's really trying to find a cohesive unit that can play together, be consistent, and be consistent about getting the ball down the floor, as you just talked about it over and over again. One of those things, a challenge they have. That's a three coming up from Mary Margaret Grayson. It's off, and they get the rebound.
And what people don't understand, they also have a brother playing for the guys who's a sophomore, Drew Grayson, who's shooting 42% from the threes.
We'll be talking about him in the next ball game. So a lot of basketball in the Grayson household. Down court as they swing it. And dropping it in for a three, Maddie Marie Grayson.
She's averaging 22 points a game. Her sister's averaging 16. They're both shooting around 39, 37%.
Trapped down
from the
low,
floor.
the steal and score by Grayson. Back-to-back buckets. And Coach, remember, she's a freshman.
Freshman, both.
Her and her sister, both freshmen. Foul going to be called right there.
Number
It's Carly Barnes.
number 2, Barnes. She's the playmaker that makes them go. Her job is to take care of the ball and get the ball to the twins.
And with them scoring the way they do, it kind of, somewhat, if you want to say, Coach, takes the pressure off. All you do is get the rock to them.
And
Let them do the work.
And remember, they're all back except Barnes.
That's right.
For
She's
a
the
number
only
of years.
senior. Yep.
For a number of years.
Another foul on the play. Looks like a blocking foul.
Tell you what, Coach Peacock does a really good job. They're always aggressive. They're always going to be playing hard. They're going to hit the boards. And in that press, if you're slow, there'll be a trap after a trap after a trap. They hadn't even had time to have any fouls. It's just get the ball and lay it up.
Got 2 team fouls against Bryant, trying to get some clarification on who that second foul was on.
Nice hustle.
A shot up by Rain, just short by Mercurial Lalonde.
Maya Crawford hustled and got the ball out of bounds and pulled it back in. But another situation where Bryant gets the ball.
Carly Barnes, point guard for the Lady Canes. They work it over. And traveling called against Kaylee Williams as she is flagged for the travel. So a turnover goes back over to BC Rain as they're trying to get their first points of the evening here, down 15 early in the first quarter.
Yeah, it's going to be a situation for the young girls that are watching this game. I want you to watch the twins, the Grayson twins. When they catch the ball and they have pressure on them, they're jab stepping, they're ball faking to get their defensive players moving so that they can go by them. But you can tell that they've been in a gym a lot.
Kariana Donald at the line, shooting 2, misses the first. She was fouled on the play by Mary Margaret Grayson. That's Grayson's first foul. 3 team fouls against Bryant so far. Donald misses them both.
I have BC Reigns for 8 turnovers already, and all the way to the hole.
We just passed the halfway point, driving it to the hole. Mary Margaret Grayson for 2, and the Lady Canes extend that lead to 17-0. Lady Red Raiders trying to get on the board. 3-1 right there, and off the glass, they get it in for the first bucket. Maya Crawford gets the Red Raiders on the board.
Well, hopefully they can get some stops and go down and score again.
Oh, backdoor move right there, cutting by Maddie Marie Grayson. Coach, did she go to the clinic to learn that one, Coach? That was a nice move.
They haven't been to the classroom. I did talk to their dad early in the year, and I actually was supposed to go work out the girls, and we couldn't get it worked out as a team with Coach Peacock. So hopefully this coming year I'll be able to get them. But no, they've been somewhere working on their jab step or working on their ball fakes.
Loose ball is going to be Bryant's basketball. 2:42 remaining here in the first quarter. Al Whedon, Coach Ronnie Arrow giving you high school basketball action, welcoming you to the new year. The games are underway, so we're proud to bring you one here. First week of the new year, as a matter of fact, Coach. Matter of fact, this is my second basketball game of the week. I had to call a game at Bishop State the other night, and I have games tomorrow, so I started off the new year right back at it.
I haven't called another turnover. I haven't called too many games, but I've been to a whole lot of games. Last night I went up and saw Coach Taylor, who was my assistant in Corpus.
You told me about that, yeah.
Went up there and watched them play Beeville, and they've won 8 in a row now at Coastal North.
Coastal North, okay.
And it all started when they beat the number 11 team in the nation.
Wow.
Daytona Beach.
Red Raiders down 20 points right now, 22-2 here in the first quarter. Bryant tried to inbounds the ball last and threw it away, so BC Rain has an opportunity to see what kind of play is set up here by Coach Brandy Randall in her first year. At BC Rain, they lose the ball, another turnover to the Red Raiders. As you're tracking them, Coach, they have more turnovers than points right now.
That's 10 turnovers.
So a foul's going to be called against Maya Crawford. That's her first foul.
You know what's happening is when they turn the ball over, they're not getting back, so whoever gets the ball is taking it straight to the hole for a layup. The shooting percentage for Bryant is going to be phenomenal.
At the line shooting right now, Maddie Marie Grayson. Look at our officials tonight.
You think there's any basketball being played at the Grayson household with Drew and the 2 twins? For fun, they'd probably go out and play one-on-one.
They probably could. I remember seeing them at media days, the twin sisters, and they say they do play against their brother, and they get good good practice and good reps, you know. So it's a lot of ball that happens at the Grayson household. Nice fake move right there.
What a pretty shot they
And
had,
the
both of them.
rim kind to Maddie Marie as she gets it up.
Another trap, another turnover, and a layup.
Quick on the draw, the steal and score as the Grayson twins are turning it on tonight. We talked about them earlier. Maddie Marie leads the team with 22.1 points per game. Nice pass down low to McCorvey. She cannot connect for the Lady Red Raiders as we approach 90 seconds left here in the first quarter.
And look who gets the rebound.
Yep, and
Maddie
running
Marie.
the floor.
Maddie Marie.
Maddie Marie runs the floor. Her shot no good. The ball's still alive. It's going to be the Lady Canes basketball.
You know, some people would be saying, well, why don't they call the press office 28-2? You as a team, now she's probably going to be substitute now, but you have to run what you practice every day.
I was about to say, yeah.
Now,
you
towards the end of the
practice.
game, you might want to call them off. But you've got to, you get hungry when you press, and when things go your way, you get hungrier to trap.
And it teaches the girls later on in the season when they're in this situation where they may not be up 28-2, but they still need to execute what was taught to them in practice.
No question.
So, you know, it is unfortunate the score is out of hand early on, but as a coach, you know, you want them to execute what you taught them in practice. Don't just because you're up, let's just take it easy.
If you get tired, it's got to be for a good reason. I'll sub for you to come out.
So you're right. We're probably going to start seeing.
Yeah, I need to get the
more
Grayson.
names.
I need to get the Grayson girls to come to my elite camp. They're nice players. And got 3 years after this one was. Good gracious. Coach Peacock, I don't think is going to be going anywhere knowing what she's got coming back.
She will not be going anywhere. I believe that foul on Madison Andrews of Bryant will be her first. Michelle Johnson puts up the first free throw. No good. She shoots 40% from the line so far. The Red Raiders haven't connected. From the free throw line.
Bryant's girls are going to, everybody on the team is going to probably get to play tonight. There we go.
They get it in.
The second one.
Makes the back end. 1 out of 4 from the line so far for the Lady Red Raiders, down 28-3 as we are under 1 minute. Bryant throws it away, so BC Rain is going to get an opportunity here. Get some more buckets if they can as we approach the end of the first quarter.
Tell you who else I like for Bryant is Carly Barnes. I mean, she's got a nice shot. She sets them up. She brings the ball down, gets it to the twins. I like her.
Johnson puts it up, rims off.
And being the only senior.
And being only senior, you know, so think about it toward the end of the season. She's going to get all the love for senior night, Coach.
You're exactly right.
That's a 3 put up by McPherson, rims off.
You know, if they'll just take care of the press, they get down and they're getting good shots.
They're getting good shots.
Yeah.
Clean, wide open shots. But that press is really giving the Red Raiders, the Lady Red Raiders, some fits here. And you can see with the score 28-3, Lady Canes all in control. There's a 3 right there from Maddie Marie Grayson, and she drains it, Coach.
Didn't even hesitate. Didn't blink an eye. That you give her 2 feet or 1 foot, and that thing, she's got a good shot. Now they're falling back into a 2-3 zone.
Red Raiders need to get a shot up before the game clock expires, and it does, down 31-3. That's the end of the first quarter. We'll be back with more action. You're watching the MCPSS High School Basketball Game of the Week.
You've got questions? We got answers. mcpss.com. Whether it's attendance zones, school calendar, lunch menus, or registration information that you are looking for, you can find it right here, mcpss.com. You can also get the latest news and district-wide calendar information, and it's just a click away. So when you need to know, and you need to know right now, check us out, mcpss.com.
We welcome you back to the MCPSS High School Basketball Game of the Week. Second quarter underway. Bryant versus Rain, and Bryant all in control, 31-3. Al Whedon, Coach Ronnie Arrow giving you the action tonight as we welcome you to the new year and I'm not going to say a new season, but
New schedule.
New schedule, the second half of the schedule. And Coach, this is not an area game because Bryant is a 7A team and Rain is a 5A team, but it kind of gets them ready for area play coming up.
Exactly. I mean, it should be a good ball game for both. I think they're going to be able to run things that they're not used to running, and a lot of girls are going to be able to play, I think, that normally may not play.
Correct. Score is not indicative of that right now.
And number 4, Maddie Marie, what did she do? Ran the court
and blocked the shot for Lalonde. Sure did. Here's the replay right here. She brought it up the floor, never gave up. That's all ball right there.
You know, if you look at Barnes and the Grayson twins, they look like triplets. They might have triplets out there.
Kind of, sort of. They all kind of have the ponytail going on. BC Rain working the ball around, dropping it in. Lachelle Johnson with the bucket.
That was very nicely executed.
Right at the elbow as she drops it in. Nice pass down low. Cannot complete it, Jasmine Sullivan. Rebound goes up. Johnson down there tussling for it. And they're going to call a jump ball on the floor. Let's see where the possession arrow goes. The Lady Red Raiders going to benefit.
And they've pulled the press off, and they've fallen back into a zone. So that's given them a little bit of leeway of not running the score up.
We talked about
now they're in the half-court trap.
You and I talked about it between the quarters. Possibly if the score continued to go that way, we might see a running clock here in the second half. But we have a blocking foul down low going to be called against one of the Lady Canes. I believe that may be Maddie Marie Grayson picking up her second foul. Be the fifth team foul, and 2 shots coming up for Kiera McPherson. I know last year we talked about it, Coach, how the hair would get in the way sometimes, but we made sure we found out what her number was before the game started.
We might have to run out before games and cut some hair so we can see the numbers.
Jaden Crum checks in, Jaden Kroom rather, as Maddie Marie Grayson checks out with that second foul. Second free throw missed, but she gets her own rebound, and she is fouled. And 1 for McPherson as she goes back to the line.
Well, McPherson, Kiera is averaging 10 points a game with 4 rebounds. So again, like we were talking about, if they just beat the pressure and get the ball down the court, they've got a chance to score.
Free throw no good.
You know, sometimes when things are going good and you start blowing another team out, you want to get a little lenient. But I learned early in my coaching career, you got to go down to the end. And if you're beating somebody bad, then go down till 2 minutes if you're 30 up.
Put that foot on the neck and keep pressing.
Just keep pressing.
Nice down low pass, but cannot be completed.
Hey, what, both bunches are hustling, they're rebounding well.
That was the 8th grader, Coach Jordan Woodyard, couldn't get that bucket to fall for the Lady Canes. So the 8th grader seeing action here early in the second quarter for Coach Alma Bryant.
Coach Peacock is really high on her.
Michelle Johnson shot no good.
Another wide open shot though.
And we have a timeout being called by Alma Bryant. I think Coach Peacock wants to get them settled down, get things under control here early in the second quarter. I want you to get ready to mark your calendar. Got some information headed your way. MLK Day is just around the corner, January 16th. All schools and offices for the Mobile County Public School System will be closed, so make sure you mark your calendar. January 16th, MLK Day, all schools and offices closed. Coach, it's kind of funny. We start off the year and take about 2 weeks and get another holiday right there with MLK Day.
When I was going to school, I wish we had all these holidays.
I'm with you. I'm with you.
I wouldn't want COVID to take place so you get out of school. but good gracious, the kids go to school anymore?
Well, let me tell you, Coach, we're getting to that point in a couple of weeks. We're going to put up that one about the whole week for Mardi Gras. You might jump out the chair then. So get yourself ready, because Fat Tuesday is the February 21st this year. It's coming a little early, so before you know it, we'll be right up on it.
And looking at that, I just hope there's no major issues during Mardi Gras. It's such a great time of the year for everybody.
Fun time. Absolutely.
Exactly.
And we have the best Mardi Gras in the world right here in Mobile, Alabama, and some of the best high school basketball in the world as well.
And we've got some good ones coming up that we're going to be calling.
Sure will, sure will. So stick around. We'll let you know about that. They get it down low to the 8th grader. Woodyard can't complete it, and a nice rebound by BC Rain as they bring it across the timeline. LaShelle Johnson on the move, driving in. Here's the shot, no good. She's fouled on the play.
You know, they're making moves. They're getting wide open shots. If some of them start falling, we might have a ball game yet.
17 foul called against Bryant. I thought that would have placed him in the 1-1, but it was on the floor. So, and there we go. I thought it was. That was a 17 foul.
Good call.
With Tremaine Gamble. I'm used to seeing him down at Bishop State a lot. So I was like, they should be going to the line. So Johnson's going to go to the line to shoot 1-1 here for the Red Raiders.
Violation.
I believe that's a lane violation, Coach. Johnson is a senior. Saying 5-5. That lane violation called against BC Rain. So Bryant with the ball. Mary Margaret Grayson running the point right now. Dumps it down low. Look at that high-low move. No foul. That's a live ball. Sanaya Johnson just ran into a brick wall, but no foul call.
Barnes is out resting, so they moved Mary Margaret to the point.
Yeah, that was, as we call that on the street, that was all ball, Coach.
I thought so too.
Hell, nobody, no foul. Yep.
We don't have a whistle though. Nice pin inside.
Oh, they drop it down low to Madison Andrews, but she can't put the biscuit in the basket. But ball tipped out by BC Rain, so the Lady Canes have it again. Back-to-back loose balls.
Nice play.
Nice down low. Cannot be completed by the young lady. Nice rebound by BC Rain. Good spin move right there. And they throw it away, unfortunately, at the 4:39 mark here in the second quarter before we head to halftime. If I'm correct, Coach, Bryant hasn't scored a point here in the second quarter.
No. And you know what? I mean, they were scoring by their press and getting the ball and going in for layups. Since they took the press off, they haven't been scoring.
Oh!
But as soon as I say that,
Margaret Grayson drains that one from Codeine.
they don't hesitate.
Not at all. That came from way down in the bayou when she launched that three right there.
You know, Madison Andrews is a nice sized girl, but she gets out there and puts pressure on you.
She is 5'5" freshman. They have her playing forward.
There's nothing like aggressive defense to get your offense going. And that's what they were doing early with their full court press. And I'd probably venture to say here in a little bit they're going to go back to that press.
Back at the line, shooting 1-1. LaShelle Johnson drains the first one on the front end there. She gets the bonus here. You can see her breathing and she's putting it out there for the Lady Red Raiders this evening. Shoots 40% from the line and misses the second.
We did their game last year at BC Range. We were up there on that stage.
Yep, they played against the floor. So far, the Lady Red Raiders been to the line 9 times tonight and going to the hole right there. Leela Warbington with her first points of the evening. Shot no good for BC Rain. And the Lady Canes come down with the rebound, pushing it up. Jasmine Summerlin, a 5'3" sophomore, and she gives the ball over to one of the Grayson twins, Mary Margaret.
Nice pick out front, a little pick and roll out
Block
front.
right there by Mercuria Leland.
And a block.
And the return block back from Mary Margaret Grayson.
You can tell that the Grayson twins, they love the game. You know, they get out there and have fun and play. They're not just scorers. They get steals, they rebound. They're legit. The further they go, the more they're going to have opportunities to play beyond high school.
36-9 is our score. Al Whedon, Coach Ronnie Arrow.
Oh.
And Lachelle Johnson fouled on the play right there by Kaylee Williams. That's her first foul, 9th team foul against Bryant. And coaches, I look at my roster sheet, I see 9 team fouls and only 1 against BC Rain,
yeah.
but the score is 36-9.
Yeah, and they have 14 turnovers. And I would say probably 95% Bryant was able to score on.
So far, BC Rain shooting 50% from the free throw line, 5 for 10 tonight, and Lachelle Johnson puts up the second, misses both of them.
Madison Andrews with the rebound, rebounded out far, she went and got it. I think they're going to start picking. There we go.
There's the high
Pick
school
and
right
roll.
there. She rolls off.
Nice play.
And Summerlin drops it in.
They're going to have to help on the offside when they pick and roll. They can't let them roll straight down the middle of the lane and score like that.
Lane looking to get that ball.
Look at the pressure on the ball, all of them.
Out there on it. And Mykeria puts it up. No good.
That's what Bryant wants. They want bad shots. You put pressure on them, make them take hurried up shots, bad shots.
You're working the ball across the floor and fouled on the play. Kaylee Williams is fouled. That's only the second team foul for BC Rain this evening. But they're going to put Williams on the line. She only averages 1.5 points per game, so she doesn't get to the line very often.
Madison Andrews for Bryant. I tell you what, she don't mind sticking her nose in there. If there's a loose ball, or if there's a rebound, she'll go get it. Yeah.
She's in there on it. And she's a freshman standing 5'5". Coach Peacock told me, he says, sometimes I play at forward, sometimes I play at guard. She said, I'm going to use that forward for this game.
Look at her going down full court, hustling hard. Now she got pressure back on the ball.
Williams misses both of them.
Switch there out front.
The Lynn needs some help as the double team came in on her. Shot no good by the Lady Red Raiders. And
Fast
wide
break.
open, fast break. Maddie Marie Grayson lays it in easy off the glass.
That was perfect. Rebound, outlet pass, and go with it.
40-9 is the score. On the campus of BC Rain High School where the action taking place, myself and Coach Arrow are here at MCPSS Sports Central. Bringing you the game remotely with our commentary. That shot high off the glass. I don't know if that was a self-pass or not, Coach.
Yeah,
but
that was
that
scary.
was high off the glass. Here's the replay of the fast break with Maddie Marie Grayson. Nice.
Coach Peacock will be able to coach a long time with games like this.
You're right. She spent, I think she told me she spent 13 years, 12 years coaching AAU ball and 7 years over at Saraland coaching middle school. So, you want to call, she's used to the 8th, 7th, 8th graders. So freshman, that doesn't bother her at all.
When she came out of high school, she said that she was burned out. She had 1 or 2 offers to play in college. She was burned out, chose to just go to school, came out and started coaching. Actually, when she was going to school, coaching AAU ball.
Right.
So many coaches now have come up through the AAU ball because they know where the players are.
Something else in that foul on Kiara Davis of BC Rain, her first foul, only the 3rd team foul for the Lady Red Raiders as we approach 1 minute here remaining in the first half. And Lady Canes all in control, literally off the tip-off tonight, Coach.
Yeah, it really was. And we talked about at the beginning that if BC Range was going to have a chance to stay, they were going to have to take care of the ball because they knew they were going to get pressed the whole game against Bryant. And that's just their style, and they do a very good job. Now they're in a 1-2-2 half-court trap. So they're going from a full-court trap to a half-court trap.
BC Rain working the ball around the perimeter, trying to work out of that trap being put on them. find the open person, and off the glass, the bank is open for the Lady Red Raiders.
Very well executed. Very well. Had the ball on one side, went to the other side, got a good shot.
And a loose ball turned over. BC Rain takes advantage of it, see if they can get some more points on the board before halftime.
You know, everybody talks about the Twins, which is rightfully so, and Barnes, the only senior on the team. I tell you, for a freshman, Madison Andrews, I really like her effort. She gets out there, puts pressure on the ball. She doesn't look like she was that much of a fast player, but she gets out there and she hustles and she plays hard. She puts a lot of pressure on the ball.
Almost stolen by BC Rain right there. As they work it. Lady Canes looking for a shot.
It's like they're in a 1-2-2 zone.
Throwing it up.
That's right.
Maddie Marie Grayson throws it up at the buzzer. So on top right now, the score is 40-13. Lady Canes all in control. It is halftime. We'll be back with some statistics from the first half. Keep it right here for the MCPSS High School Basketball Game of the Week.
Parents, if you have a child who will be 4 years of age on or before September 1st, 2023, then mark your calendar to register for the Mobile County Public Schools First Class Pre-K program. Online registration for the 2023-24 school year opens January 15th, so don't miss this opportunity. Log on to mcpss.com for more information and a complete listing of pre-K sites, screening, and selection info. First Class Pre-K registration, January 15th. Save the date.
There's a lot to like about Mobile County Public Schools.
What I enjoy about Mobile County School is the extra attention my teachers give us to help us learn.
Teachers are liking their access to technology, and students are liking the quality of their education.
I like the technology that's been incorporated into my education.
And since 1826, you have trusted us to prepare your child for their future, and we like that. Mobile County Public Schools. We are learning today, leading tomorrow.
At Mobile County Public Schools, we believe it starts with us. That's why we offer Signature Academies.
Hello, I'm Jordan Clark, and I'm in the Health Service Academy at John L. LaFleur Magnet High School. My future career is to be an obstetrician gynecologist. With this academy, I'm learning firsthand from people already working in the industry. Shadowing them on the job really makes me want to study hard and work harder towards my career goals.
Signature Academies are open to all students in Mobile County Public High Schools. Visit mcpss.com.
High school students, are you looking for a way to become a better leader? Then the Junior Officers Training Corps may be what you're seeking. If you would like to develop self-reliance, learn ways to be more responsible, and improve your communication skills, you can do that and more when you register for the Junior Officers Training Corps. The JROTC program is available to all high school students in Mobile County. JROTC, we build a better you.
We welcome you back to the MCPSS High School Basketball Game of the Week. Al Wheaton, Coach Ronnie Arrow, and the Lady Canes all in control, Coach Arrow. 40-13, our first half score.
Yeah, there's no question. The pressure, the presses that Bryant has been putting on BC Rains, we talked about at the beginning of the game. They were going to have to take care of the ball.
Yeah.
I have them for 14 turnovers right now. And, you know, they started taking care of the ball. The shots that they're getting half court are good shots.
Decent shots.
Yeah, they're shots. They got to get it down there to get the decent shots.
That's right.
And I think that Bryant is going to come back with that full court pressure. They got a big lead.
I think so.
They got a big lead, and they, you know, you don't want to just be beating somebody, beating them. And so they went to a half court trap, and they were able to get a few more shots than what they were getting by the full court press.
Let's take a look at some of the first half stats we have compiled here from the ball game, kind of paint the story and tell it for you. Right there's the score, 17 for 27 from the field and 3 for 5 from three-pointers. Rain did get off some shots. We talked about a couple decent three-pointers, but as you can see right there, 0 for 2 free throws. Bryant 2 for 4. I have Rain at 5 for 11 for free throws, shooting about just under 50%. And look at the rebounds, so 19 to 7. And I think you're tracking a stat that we don't normally track, but turnovers. They have more turnovers than they have points. 14 turnovers for BC Rain.
14 points, and I don't care who you are. you can't turn the ball over.
Cannot do that.
That's the quickest way to get to the bench if you turn the ball over. And you know that they work against pressure all the time. So it's just something I'm sure that Coach Randall's in there going over, that you got to be able to take care of the ball for us to give ourselves a chance to win. But without that, you have no chance.
No chance at all.
No.
All right, parents, we've got something in store for you. If you have a 4-year-old and would like to enroll them in the Mobile County Public Schools first-class pre-K program, you only have a few more days to wait before the registration period begins. Besides preparing your child for kindergarten, there are so many other benefits to the first-class pre-K program. Here's more about it right now.
Pre-K in the Mobile County Public School System started in 1988. So Just 4 started with maybe around 10 or 12 classrooms for 4-year-olds. But then we realized that there was a need throughout Mobile County. And not everyone had the ability to drive into Just 4. But trust me, people were trying to get to pre-K. It was a great program.
Just 4 is one of the only schools, I think there may be two other centers that service only 4-year-olds. And the uniqueness of that is that we have the opportunity to focus solely on the social, emotional, and educational development of 4-year-olds. These things are so critical so that we can have them prepared for when they leave here and go on to kindergarten at various schools. We service kids from all over Mobile County Public Schools districts, so we're not zoned for any particular area, so we have the opportunity to deal with children from multiple districts within the county. We actually have 16 regular education classrooms, as well as 2 special education blended classrooms. And those classrooms the blended classrooms work to support our special education students, as well as provide the opportunity for our peer mentors or peer models to come in and serve as role models.
It's a crucial benefit for our kids. Most of our children have attended some type of daycare, but most of them have not attended a really structured type of setting, been in a classroom. So for our babies, it just gives them a leg up because they have a whole year of experiences in pre-K before they start kindergarten. You can tell the difference between our children who have had that year of experience in a pre-K program and those who have not. So you get to the kindergarten setting and you have typically either 3 different groups of children. You have children who've never been to school at all, not to daycare, not to school. Then you have the children who have been to daycare and then to pre-K, and then you have our babies who've been to pre-K and then entering kindergarten. And there's a huge difference in those children. Those babies who have that pre-K experience, again, it's such a structured play is what it is. You know, they think that everything they do in that classroom is fun and is play, but it's very thought out, very well planned. And those kids with that experience, you know, they've had time with computers, they've had time learning how to line up. They're just a whole year ahead of their peers who don't have that experience. So huge benefits for our children.
Having a free program of this caliber for your child to attend, I mean, why wouldn't you want to be a part of it? It's outstanding. All of the educators have early childhood teaching certificates. All of the auxiliary teachers in the classroom have early childhood background. Everybody attends professional development. We have 2 adults to 18 children. It's a phenomenal program.
The partnership is necessary because we've got to all work together. Whether you are a standalone facility, whether you are Head Start, Mobile County Public School System, that partnership is essential to our children, and that's what this is all about. It's about our children. It's about them having quality programs, because when they do well in pre-K, we know the data, we know what the studies show, that those students are more likely to graduate and graduate on time. And those students are also going to be more adjusted and ready to serve, ready to lead, and ready to learn.
And there's information about the first class pre-K program. Don't forget, days are just waiting before registration opens. We're going to come back and bring you the second half on the other side of this break. You're watching the MCPSS High School Basketball Game of the Week.
At Mobile County Public Schools, we believe it starts with us. That's why we offer Signature Academies.
I'm Tracy Tran, and I'm in the Healthcare and Dental Academy at Theodore High School. In the Dental Academy, I'm working alongside dental professionals getting hands-on training from those already working in the industry. Shadowing them on the job makes me want to work even harder because now I know what I want to be.
Signature Academies are open to all students in Mobile County Public High Schools. To find out more, visit mcpss.com.
Parents, if you have a child who will be 4 years of age on or before September 1st, 2023, then mark your calendar to register for the Mobile County Public Schools First Class Pre-K program. Online registration for the 2023-24 school year opens January 15th, so don't miss this opportunity. Log on to mcpss.com for more information and a complete listing of pre-K sites, screening, and selection info. First Class Pre-K registration, January 15th. Save the date.
At MCPSS, we are learning today and leading tomorrow. And leading right now, it is Bryant on top 40-13. Al Weeden, Coach Ronnie Arrow. All right, Coach Arrow, let me get you to put on your coach's hat. You're down 40-13. What do you tell your team? Ladies, this is what we must do in the second half.
We must take care of the ball. I mean, number one, they had 14 turnovers in the first half. You can't win ball games like that. You got to get the ball down and keep working the ball because you're getting good shots. And as long as they're doing that and taking care of the ball, they're going to be fine.
Right.
When I say fine, they've got some making up to do. They're going to have to come out and start pressing here. I would think somewhere, whether it be half court or full court, they can't just let them just come down and set up and run plays.
There's senior Carly Barnes coming down, running that play, setting it up.
Trade pitch, and boom.
Bam, Mary Margaret Grayson drains the three. She shoots 34% from the field. And she drops that one right there in the bucket.
There's
and now up 30.
There's no telling how many times that Barnes is responsible for getting the Twins an easy bucket.
Yeah.
She's really, really good at seeing the floor.
Dishing those dimes easily for Carly Barnes, to either of the twins, you're right.
Either one of them.
Maddie Marie averages 22 points a game, and her sister averages 15 points a game. I believe it's going to be Bryant's basketball here. I'm sorry, no, Rain. Rain, yeah. That should be a travel, Coach. I could see that here from the studio at the field.
And it was delayed.
It was
I just thought
slightly
I thought she got away with it.
Oh, you say she's playing NBA ball?
Yeah.
Coach, is that what you're saying?
That's continuation.
Oh, I love it. I love it. Yeah, you have been watching some ball over the holidays. That was continuation. Yeah, that was an unfortunate travel right there by the Lady Red Raiders.
You know what? And that was a nice shot rather than penetrating pitching. Barnes had a nice shot. She penetrated. They got off her, and she took a nice shot.
Don't forget, coming up after this ball game, the boys will be in action as well. We will have them. So make sure you stick around for that. It's Bryant on top right now, 43-13. They work the ball inside to Mary Margaret Grayson. She launches a three. Here, rims off.
Fast break.
Lost
and
opportunity for BC Rain right there. Pass just a bit too much on Mercuria Land.
Coach Randall is going, she's got to be concerned about this turnover situation.
Steal it back and turn it over, back over. That three no good by Grayson. Harley
Barnes right there and finds her.
Gets it back to Grayson. She tried to put the little spin pass down low to Sanaya Johnson. Didn't work. BC Rain working the ball down the floor. And foul, no, not foul. That's a loose ball. That's going to be Lady Canes basketball. Right there, Johnny on the spot. Maddie Marie Grayson causing disruption once again, Coach.
They get a whole lot of hustle points.
Yep.
And they get a lot of what I call dirty play points where nobody else wants to do them. Diving on the floor, sticking your nose in.
Yeah.
Getting rebounds.
Nice pass from Sanaya Johnson down low to Maddie Marie. She cannot complete the bucket.
I would have thought she was fouled. From 3 feet, I don't think she missed the gym like she just did. Nice give and go. Nice shot. And the
Bottom
rebound.
end, no good. Put back up by Sierra McCorvery. Her shot no good. BC Rain still in control of the basketball. Lachelle Johnson's going to drive in and throw one up. And she is fouled on the play right there in the lane.
She takes the ball so many times to the hole. She lives on the free throw line. She's about the only one for them that's going to the free throw line.
Yep.
Now she needs to make them. She's not making a good percentage of them, but at least she's getting the opportunity.
At the line shooting 2. This is the first. Johnson is a 5'5" senior for the Lady Red Raiders.
She shoots that thing out instead of up. It's more of a throw. She needs to get that thing up over her head and follow through.
Yeah, kind of like she's
pushing it.
Pushing it to the rim.
I bet Barnes wished she was at least a junior where she could come back and play with these
Play
girls.
with the young ladies, yeah, with the girls there. Jasmine Sullivan works it over to Sanaya Johnson. Launches one up, no good. She's still fighting for the rebound. They're going to call the tie-up jump ball on the floor. It's going to remain with Bryant, I believe. The Lady Canes, yeah, they're going to inbound this ball here right underneath the goal.
I hope Jordan Woodard, the 8th grader, gets back in there and gets a lot of action.
I think we will be seeing her again, Coach. The way things are going, Bryant up 30. They shot off the side of the rim.
There's Barnes in there, sticking her nose in there as a
Down
point
low
guard.
hustling.
Yep. Coach Peacock does a good job of getting those girls to play hard and be in the right place at the right time. And it's teamwork. You can tell they like each other.
Lady Red Raiders trying to get on the board here. Off the glass, shot no good.
Nice
by Loren.
rebound.
Rebounded and lost and turned over. It's Maddie Marie Grayson on the fast break running coast to coast for 2, Coach Allen.
And she didn't blink an eye. She got that thing, took it right down the middle for a layup. You've got to get back on defense. You can't be giving up layups like that, dribbling the length of the court.
Here Margaret went for the steal right there. And it's Sanaya Johnson, nice rebound, and she gets it over to the other Grayson twin who's coming up, and I think she has it target in her eye.
Nice charge.
But she's going to get called for the offensive foul. That's her 3rd foul of the ball game. 2nd team foul against the Lady Canes.
Kira McPherson took that charge, which was good. That's the way you're supposed to guard the middle. You don't let people drive down the middle. In close games, the team that scores the most free throws, most layups, or whatever, you can't give up layups.
And at the point of contact of that foul, Coach, if you look back on the replay, there were 3 Red Raiders in the lane.
In the lane.
So that means there were some folks open, and Maddie Marie was kind of hogging it right there. You got to look for the open person.
You know, right now, a lot of coaches would have come back with a full court press.
Behind that foul?
But I guess Coach Peacock, you know, don't want anybody thinking she's going to run up the score.
Yeah. 45-13 is our score. Al Whedon, Coach Ronnie Arrow here in the MCPSS Sports Central studio. Action taking place on the campus of BC Rain High School. Nice outlet pass to Maddie Marie Grayson. Easy layup for the young lady.
Yeah. Our BC Rains have got to get back on defense. You know, if they're not making shots, you can't give up shots at the other end. That's why, what were they shooting? They were like 17 for 27 or something at halftime.
Right.
You know, that's why they're shooting such a good percentage. You shoot a good percentage when you shoot layups.
I think we may have a timeout on the floor or some substitutions from this camera angle. Can't exactly tell. So I think I see some young ladies getting up from the bench right there. So a timeout, I believe, has been called. I don't know if it was BC Rain or if it was Alma Bryant. But 47-13 is our score. Don't forget, coming up after this, The boys will be playing, and Coach will get to see the family affair continue as Maddie Marie and Mary Margaret's brother, Drew Grayson, will be playing for Bryant this evening.
Yeah, another good player. Again, I think for their fun, rather than watching TV or playing video, they say, let's go play one-on-one. I challenge you today.
Or they can play some horse or something of that name.
It's a family affair.
Family affair, so we'll see another Grayson family member coming up in the next ball game, so make sure you stick around for this one. But from the onset, Bryant has been in control. We've yet to see that press here in the second half. I thought we were going to see it, as you talked about, coming out of halftime, Coach, but it hasn't appeared.
I know one thing, Coach Peacock better hope that none of the Graysons get transferred where they have to move.
Yeah. Traveling called against the Lady Canes, so a turnover to BC Rain. I don't know if you're tracking those right there, Coach. But that's a turnover for Bryant there.
Yeah. That's number 7 for them compared to 16. And actually, BC Rains has done a much better job this second half, but they're not getting pressed full court.
Shot attempted by Elena Reed. Goes up no good. Down to Maddie Marie. Her shot no good. Outlet here, 3-on-1.
Barnes get back on defense.
Down low, shot no good. Back up goes, I believe that's Kiera McPherson. She's fouled on the play.
And look who was battling her, Barnes, the point guard. You know, that just goes to show, that's good for the young kids watch. You know, I'm a point guard, I don't rebound. I'm a big fella, I don't get down on the floor. If you're a total player and you're a competitor, you're going to do the dirty work,
do it all,
no matter where it is.
Work has to get done. 3 team fouls against Alma Bryant. No fouls committed by BC Rain so far. McPherson is a freshman, stands 5'11", misses both of those. BC Rain 0 for 4 from the line here in the second half. Look at the Euro step by Mary Margaret. And the putback by Kaylee Williams, the freshman. She gets it in off the glass.
Yeah, both the twins, you can tell, have had training, whether, you know, it's a parent, whether it's a trainer somewhere, but you can tell that they've gone somewhere to get training.
Pressure being put on BC Rain, traveling on the play call as they turn it over. Back to Bryant. We're going to have some substitutions possibly coming in for Rain. It looks like Sierra McCorvey going to check into the ball game as Maddie Marie Grayson ready to inbound this ball here with 2:03 remaining in the third quarter. We talked about it earlier, Coach. We didn't know if they would institute possibly a running clock toward the end. So we'll see. So far, it doesn't appear to be that way.
Yeah. They haven't scored this half. BC Rains has not scored this half.
Rain has not, Coach. Nice jumper right there by Jasmine Sullivan as she drops it in, extending the lead 51-13. Ball almost stolen by Grayson. A foul committed by her.
And now Bryant has gone back to a man-to-man pressure, man-to-man.
I have Maddie Marie with 4 fouls so far, Coach. She does need to have a bit of an aggressive play, but you know, she can do that. She's leading the team in scoring with 22 points per contest. She likes to get in there, like you said.
Stick her nose, there's no question. I think she's going to be substituted for here in a second with her having 4 fouls.
BC Rain gets the rebound off of their shot attempt. Well, they're going to call tie up on the floor, 3 seconds, but nothing was happening in the paint right there as Madison Andrews is going to check in. And Maddie Marie Grayson is going to go to the bench, picking up her 4th foul for the evening. She might be done at this point, Coach. The game's pretty much in hand.
She might be, but, you know, there's still time left, still another quarter to go. She'll probably get back in.
Nice steal by her sister, Mary Margaret. Just went up and stole the rock and took it to the hole for the easy lay-in.
You know, it's one thing to turn the ball over, but it's another thing to turn it over and give up a layup. At least don't turn it over. If you do turn it over, don't give up a layup. Don't give up an easy shot. Nice drive.
Penetration and drive right there by McPherson. And she skirted down low. I may have to get Coach Peacock to pull out the tape measure. My Dragonfly listed twins at 5'4". I think they may have grown since they turned that roster in at the beginning of the season.
they play bigger than 5'4".
That could be the case.
If they're
Coach.
5'4",
yeah,
they play 5'8".
they are definitely playing bigger than their measurables. That shot no good by Summerlin. Under 30 seconds here remaining in the third quarter. A long three, big put up by McPherson right there. And it just bounces off of the backboard.
Nice pass.
Good no-look pass by the Lady Canes, but they can't capitalize. They lose it on a loose ball turnover. And BC Rain, unfortunately, turns it right back, Coach. Those are the things that can frustrate you. That's the end of the third quarter. Bryant all on top, 53-15. 1 quarter remains here. Don't move. We'll bring you more action up next.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Ayla, hi.
Oh, hi, Sierra. How are you?
Good. How are things?
Things couldn't be better.
What do you mean?
Well, I just started this new job as a school teacher with the Mobile County Public Schools, and it has been a life changer. Great benefits, the hours are great, and great students. Just overall, it's a great opportunity.
Oh, wow, that sounds great. I'm going to look into that.
You should.
For more information, visit mcpss.com/job opportunities.
Let's take a look at some stats through 3 quarters here based on the ball game. So far, 21 of 40 from the field. Lady King shooting just under 50% from the field, Coach. But 4 for 13 for 3-pointers.
Look at the free throws.
Free throws, 2 for 4.
And 3 for 13. They've shot 13.
13.
They've shot, 9 more free throws than BC.
And 27 rebounds. Yeah, I have Rain at 5 for 14 from the free throw line myself through 3 quarters. And we're going to see if the running clock is going to be instituted here. We'll take a look if any timeouts or fouls are going to be called. Turnover. Red Raiders get the ball.
They get the ball, but I really like Barnes. She really sees the open person. She makes that team go. You better be ready. If you're open, you better be paying attention. You're going to get hit upside the head with the ball.
On the floor for the Lady Canes, Barnes, Grayson, Williams, Summerlin, and Andrews defending right there. Lachelle Johnson drives the lane, shot no good. Carly Barnes with the rebound. And they're going to call Johnson with the foul there. Just basically bear hugging Carly Barnes. I mean, that's what it came down to, Coach Aaron.
And she sort of looked like, not a foul.
No. Who, me?
Yeah.
And that's Johnson's first foul of the game and first team foul the second half here for BC Rain.
Once again, she is the best on BC Rain's team of getting to the hole. See that wide open cross-court pass.
That three good, put up by Mary Margaret Grayson to extend the lead. 56 to 15. That was a 3, not a 2.
Well, the bottom line is the second half they've only scored 2 points. The second half, BC Rain. And again, you know, they were getting pretty decent shots, just not going in.
Double dribble called against BC Rain. Another turnover. As Coach Arrow's running out of paper here. I'm going to have to pull out the abacus for you.
Yeah, and they're right at 20 turnovers. And they still got almost a full quarter to go.
Carly Barnes running point. She decides to put a shot up herself. It rims out.
It's back on defense.
Sure do. Download, shot no good by Maya Crawford.
That's being well coached. That time when BC Range was fast court breaking, Bryant didn't have 1 back. They didn't have 2. They had 3 back covering the hole.
Carly Barnes called with carrying. So a turnover there. As Maya Crawford's going to inbounds this ball to McPherson as she brings it across the timeline. There's Lachelle Johnson moving to the right, goes back to the left. And stolen.
Steal, there we go.
By Mary Margaret Grayson. She throws it back into play and Bryant loses it. Nice steal right there by BC Rain off the glass. Sierra McCorvey gets on the board as well. They're right back at it.
They're
Here comes
giving
the press.
Bryant. They're giving Bryant some of their own medicine.
They are.
Good defense, rebound, fast break, layup.
Shot off the side of the rim. They're still fighting for it down low, and it comes out into the hands of the Lady Red Raiders. Fast break opportunity cannot be finished by McPherson, but she gets her own rebound. Crawford throws up. Are they going to count it? That's a 2. It's not a 3, but off the glass. The bank somewhat open there for the Lady Red Raiders.
In Alabama, do you have to call bank? You have to call bank shots?
I think that depends on what hoop you're at, Coach, what neighborhood you're in. You got to call a bank. A 3 put up by Grayson. Nice rebound by Kaylee Williams, who has hit her average plus a little more tonight. And a timeout being called on the floor, I believe, by BC Rain. They want to talk about some things. Lady Canes on top, 58-19. Don't forget, as we said, the boys will be in action up next after this ball game. There'll be a little, if you want to call it, a little time delay for them to warm up and get ready. We'll take a little slight break and let Coach Arrow get his paper together and track some more turnovers.
There you go.
Flip our roster sheets around, but we'll be back with boys action coming up next after this, so make sure you don't move.
Yeah, I want to see, I want to take a quick peek too, see how South Alabama's doing.
They are playing tonight as well, so you know, it is Thursday, it's a new year, but you know, it's time to get into conference play, area play. Before you know it, Coach, these teams are going to be possibly fighting to, you know, get into sub-regionals and trying to go to the, what's it called, Alabama, the 64, I believe it's called.
When you come back from Christmas, it goes fast.
It really does.
District and conferences go fast.
It really, really does, especially with 7 classifications here in the state of Alabama. We talked about it earlier. Alma Bryant is a 7A school, and BC Rain is a 5A school. BC Rain is playing in a 5-team region, as a matter of fact. So they're one of those odd regions where it's 3 on one side and 2 on the other. With it being a 5-team region rather than a 4-team region. I believe they're in the same region with some teams over across the bay as well. So,
there's some good boys teams. There's some good girls teams. I was able to see, like I said, at the 2 tournaments, and for the Guild to win the boys and girls tournament was really nice.
It was really great. The Gulf Coast Holiday Classic. MGM made it to the finals against MGM in one bracket. Another bracket, it was Blunt and LaFleur. Another bracket, but great crowds. And Coach Richard Robertson did a great job. You know, Coach, you're right. I was hoarse. 3 days of doing PA work.
Richard doesn't get enough compliments for what he does as far as putting on tournaments. When he puts on a tournament, whether it's here in town or in the surrounding areas, you're going to have good play, and it's going to be from probably 3 or 4 different states.
Right. Their teams came from Louisiana. Selma came down as well. So, and a couple teams from Florida came over and participated. So it was a good tournament over the holiday. We saw some good basketball, but Coach, I'm going to tell you, I was a bit tired after 3 days.
Right.
I was a bit tired. There's a 3 by the 8th grader, Jordan Woodyard. So you called it. She did get into the ball game.
I tell you, yeah, good for her. Are you one of these guys that has to drink a lot of hot tea to keep your throat so you can keep talking?
I don't drink a lot of hot tea. I did at one point, but I will tell you, here's one trick. When I'm done, I just stop talking the rest of the day if I can. Because the more you can rest the pipes, it helps you for the next time.
You use sign language, or what do you do?
Well, with the twins at the house, nice shot right there by Grayson. With the twins at the house, sometimes I do have to say something when I get home because they'll say, so who won the game? Tell me about it. So I have to give a little recap. But I just try to rest the pipes for the most part.
Nelda wish I'd shut up and not say anything.
Yeah. But always having those cough drops nearby, they helps out too, Coach. I will tell you that. And I was using them.
Yeah, I learned that.
I was using them during the Gulf Coast Holiday Classic. 63-19 is our score. Al Whedon, Coach Ronnie Arrow on the call here for Bryant versus Rain, and we have a timeout on the floor at the 2:13 mark here in the 4th quarter. Coach, I don't see the running clock.
No, I don't see it, but you know what I was just thinking about is there's going to be some nice basketball being played on the girls' side at Bryant High School for a number of years with the youngsters that they have playing, with the experience that they're getting, and even with Barnes being gone, they'll probably move one of the twins over to the point, or they might have another Barnes coming up.
It could be. And at this point, from what I can gauge on my roster, all of the Lady Canes have seen some action tonight on the floor. All of them. One senior led by Carly Barnes and the rest freshmen and sophomores. No juniors. And as you pointed out, one eighth grader.
One eighth grader.
The future is definitely bright down in the Bayou.
Yeah. I hope I'll be able to get down there and they'll be able to come to the classroom and get some of the girls going against some of the other girls in the area.
Yeah. As we approach 2 minutes left here in the contest, pretty much from the onset, as we said, Bryant came out with a full court press and put it on Rain and never let up and pretty much opened the ball game up and never looked back after that, Coach.
Yeah, never looked back. They
Stolen.
Another.
And Maddie Marie Grayson does check back into the game with 4 fouls. Yeah.
That just hit the 20 turnover mark. And you know what was bad? They had, I think, 14 or 15 at halftime, so it hadn't been that bad the second half.
Working the ball down low. Can't get it in.
Smart.
Maddie Marie Grayson. Just a loose ball. There's the eighth grader. She's going to drop one of those threes. She's going to keep shooting them, Coach.
That one was a little out of her range, but still, she's in there competing.
High off the glass, no good for BC Rain. They try to get it back in, and the iron unkind. And I believe we're going to have traveling called against Bryant, so it should be BC Rain's basketball.
Yeah, that was Madison Andrews. After she did a really good job of getting the rebound, she did shuffle her feet. So that's number 10 rebounds that I have for Brian.
Quick foul right there on the play called against Bryant. That's their 15th foul. Going to place Maya Crawford on the line, and all of a sudden, the clock has started to run, and we talked about it. It wasn't a running clock, and now all of a sudden,
they heard you.
I think they heard me.
Yeah.
It may have been some type of telekinetics or Morse code I was sending to the Red Raiders gymnasium, but with the clock running right here, all in control, Bryant's going to get the win. And up next, it'll be the boys in action. But before we go, we'll take a last look at the statistics from this ball game. Late foul right there. I don't even know if the free throw attempt is going to get off with this running clock. We'll find out. It's going to be a side out.
I know I've mentioned her name tonight in Madison Andrews, but I tell you what, she's a physical girl.
Yeah.
She'll hit you. She don't mind. When she hustles with every ounce of energy she has.
65-19, Bryant gets the win. We'll take a second and kind of talk about it. Coach, if you had to recap it, what would you say about what you saw here in the first ball game?
T.O. turnovers. Started out the game, we knew that Brian was going to be pressing. Coach Randall said, we got to take care of the ball.
Right.
And they didn't to start it. They dug themselves in a hole. And, you know, the sad part about it is if they start run some drills as far as pressure in practice every day, go 3 against 2, 4 against 3, whatever you got to do. They were getting good shots, but you can't have turnovers and win games.
Final stats of the ball game right there in front of you: 25 for 46 for the Lady Canes from field goals, 4 for 24. BC Rain, unfortunately, did not sink a three-pointer tonight, 0 for 4, and we did see a few of those go in for the Lady Canes. So they get the win 65-19. We're going to take a break, let the boys get warmed up, and we're going to come back and bring you their ball game. It'll be up next, Bryant versus Rain, in our second contest tonight for the MCPSS High School Basketball Game of the Week. Don't move.
Our children with special needs deserve a place to play. That is why we are coming together to build the Miracle League of West Mobile Schmidt Family Park. It will include a special needs ball field and playground, regulation baseball and softball fields, and more. We have raised more than $1 million and construction will start soon. But we need your help to complete the project. Visit mcpss.com/Miracle League to donate and to learn more. Any dollar amount will help bring a smile to a child's face. Together, we can make a miracle.
Mobile County Public Schools, the place that has it all. We have 90 schools that include rural, urban, and suburban schools of various sizes. We are also home to Alabama's first public school. We welcome you to come join our winning team. Our district is led by the 2020 Superintendent of the Year, Mr. Cresel D. Threadgill. Our teachers are leaders in their profession who are afforded numerous professional development opportunities. Our principals are collaborators and encouragers. Our schools are leading in innovation and instruction. And most importantly, our students who are learning today, leading tomorrow, are simply the best. If you want to live in a historically rich city near beautiful beaches with superb Southern hospitality, we invite you to come teach with the best. Team MCPSS.
If you're looking for fun, fashionable, and affordable jewelry, it's here. It's Paparazzi. We have a variety of colors and styles of bracelets, rings, necklaces, and earrings for all occasions and for every event. New styles are added daily, which means you are always up to date with the latest fashion. For that genuine bling, join me, Charmaine Watson, the real jewelry lady, on Facebook Live Sunday through Thursday at 7 p.m. It's cute, it's fun, it's fashion, it's $5, it's Paparazzi.
Pre-K in the Mobile County Public School System started in 1988. So Just 4 started with maybe around 10 or 12 classrooms for 4-year-olds. But then we realized that there was a need throughout Mobile County. And not everyone had the ability to drive into Just 4. But trust me, people were trying to get to Pre-K. It was a great program.
Just 4 is one of the only, because I think there may be two other centers that service only 4-year-olds. And the uniqueness of that is that we have the opportunity to focus solely on the social, emotional, and educational development of 4-year-olds. These things are so critical so that we can have them prepared for when they leave here and go on to kindergarten at various schools. We service kids from all over Mobile County Public Schools districts, so we're not zoned for any particular area, so we have the opportunity to deal with children from multiple districts within the county. We actually have 16 regular education classrooms, as well as 2 special education blended classrooms. And those classrooms the blended classrooms work to support our special education students, as well as provide the opportunity for our peer mentors or peer models to come in and serve as role models.
It's a crucial benefit for our kids. Most of our children have attended some type of daycare, but most of them have not attended a really structured type of setting, been in a classroom. So for our babies, it just gives them a leg up because they have a whole year of experiences in pre-K before they start kindergarten. You can tell the difference between our children who have had that year of experience in a pre-K program and those who have not. So you get to the kindergarten setting and you have typically either 3 different groups of children. You have children who've never been to school at all, not to daycare, not to school. Then you have the children who've been to daycare and then to pre-K, and then you have our babies who've been to pre-K and then entering kindergarten. And there's a huge difference in those children. Those babies who have that pre-K experience, again, it's such a structured play is what it is. You know, they think that everything they do in that classroom is fun and is play, but it's very thought out, very well planned. And those kids with that experience, you know, they've had time with computers, they've had time learning how to line up. They're just a whole year ahead of their peers who don't have that experience. So huge benefits for our children.
Having a free program of this caliber for your child to attend, And why wouldn't you want to be a part of it? It's outstanding. All of the educators have early childhood teaching certificates. All of the auxiliary teachers in the classroom have early childhood background. Everybody attends professional development. We have 2 adults to 18 children. It's a phenomenal program.
The partnership is necessary because we've got to all work together. Whether you are a standalone facility, whether you are Head Start, Mobile County Public School System, that partnership is essential to our children, and that's what this is all about. It's about our children. It's about them having quality programs, because when they do well in pre-K, we know the data, we know what the studies show, that those students are more likely to graduate and graduate on time. And those students are also going to be more adjusted and ready to serve, ready to lead, and ready to learn.
Parents, if you have a child who will be 4 years of age on or before September 1st, 2023, then mark your calendar to register for the Mobile County Public Schools First Class Pre-K program. Online registration for the 2023-24 school year opens January 15th, so don't miss this opportunity. Log on to mcpss.com for more information and a complete listing of pre-K sites, screening, and selection info. First Class Pre-K registration, January 15th. Save the date.
If you look at the numbers, Mobile County Public Schools is making great strides. With more than 53,000 students, 7,000 employees, and 90 schools, we are consistently increasing our 4-year graduation rate and our first-class pre-K program. We continue to strive for national recognition and continue to prepare our students for the global workforce. And we do all of this with one goal in mind, to equip and empower college and career-ready graduates. Mobile County Public Schools. We're learning today, leading tomorrow.
This is a program for any middle school student who's actually behind. This opportunity offers kids a chance to do 2 grades in 1 year.
If it wasn't for Star Academy, I would still be in 8th grade and probably still struggling.
We are one-on-one. We have small classrooms, and we're able to give students that personal touch, that personal attention.
I know I'm coming to see good teachers, good attitude, and also they're here to teach us what we need to learn.
This is a program for any middle school student who's actually behind. This opportunity offers kids a chance to do 2 grades in 1 year.
If it wasn't for Star Academy, I would still be in 8th grade and probably still struggling.
We are one-on-one. We have small classrooms, and we're able to give students that personal touch, that personal attention.
I know I'm coming to see good teachers, good attitude, and also they're here to teach us what we need to learn.
Pre-K in the Mobile County Public School System started in 1988. So Just 4 started with maybe around 10 or 12 classrooms for 4-year-olds. But then we realized that there was a need throughout Mobile County. And not everyone had the ability to drive into Just 4. But trust me, people were trying to get to pre-K. It was a great program.
Just 4 is one of the only, because I think there may be 2 other centers that service only 4-year-olds. And the uniqueness of that is that we have the opportunity to focus solely on the social, emotional, and educational development of 4-year-olds. These things are so critical so that we can have them prepared for when they leave here and go on to kindergarten at various schools. We service kids from all over Mobile County Public Schools districts, so we're not zoned for any particular area, so we have the opportunity to deal with children from multiple districts within the county. We actually have 16 regular education classrooms, as well as 2 special education blended classrooms. And those classrooms the blended classrooms work to support our special education students, as well as provide the opportunity for our peer mentors or peer models to come in and serve as role models.
It's a crucial benefit for our kids. Most of our children have attended some type of daycare, but most of them have not attended a really structured type of setting, been in a classroom. So for our babies, it just gives them a leg up because they have a whole year of experiences in pre-K before they start kindergarten. You can tell the difference between our children who have had that year of experience in a pre-K program and those who have not. So you get to the kindergarten setting and you have typically either three different groups of children. You have children who've never been to school at all, not to daycare, not to school. Then you have the children who have been to daycare and then to pre-K, and then you have our babies who've been to pre-K and then entering kindergarten. And there's a huge difference in those children. Those babies who have that pre-K experience, again, it's such a structured play is what it is. You know, they think that everything they do in that classroom is fun and is play, but it's very thought out, very well planned. And those kids with that experience, you know, they've had time with computers, they've had time learning how to line up. They're just a whole year ahead of their peers who don't have that experience. So huge benefits for our children.
Having a free program of this caliber for your child to attend, and why wouldn't you want to be a part of it? It's outstanding. All of the educators have early childhood teaching certificates. All of the auxiliary teachers in the classroom have early childhood background. Everybody attends professional development. We have 2 adults to 18 children. It's a phenomenal program.
The partnership is necessary because we've got to all work together. Whether you are a standalone facility, whether you are Head Start, Mobile County Public School System, that partnership is essential to our children, and that's what this is all about. It's about our children. It's about them having quality programs, because when they do well in pre-K, we know the data, we know what the studies show, that those students are more likely to graduate and graduate on time. And those students are also going to be more adjusted and ready to serve, ready to lead, and ready to learn.
Parents, if you have a child who will be 4 years of age on or before September 1st, 2023, then mark your calendar to register for the Mobile County Public Schools First Class Pre-K program. Online registration for the 2023-24 school year opens January 15th, so don't miss this opportunity. Log on to mcpss.com for more information and a complete listing of pre-K sites, screening, and selection info. First Class Pre-K registration, January 15th. Save the date.
The theme for tonight's game could be familiar faces and new places. Both head coaches are in their first year at their schools, but they're not new to the game. Bryant head coach Chanson Griffin has been the head coach at Hillcrest, Evergreen, and Fruitdale, while BC Reign's Andre Richmond was the assistant coach last year for the Red Raiders, and he helps coaches football. Could familiarity bring forth success for these programs? Let's find out now for the MCPSS High School Basketball Game of the Week. Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Al Whedon along with the coach, Ronnie Arrow. Coach, we're singing the same tune again right here. 2 first-year head coaches being featured tonight.
2 first-year head coaches that want to get this win tonight. They know each other. They're familiar with each other's teams. I know Coach Richmond at BC Reigns, he wants to be able to, he's just happy Nettles is back. Nettles was out for 3 weeks, and that's one of the reasons why they're 2-11.
All right, and there's Nettles right there starting for the Red Raiders. He's a senior guard backed up by Caleb Berryhill, Anthony Williams, A.J. Williams, Antonio Williams, and not the president, but John Adams as a guard as well. And for the Bryant Hurricanes, you got Nate Orr, Trey Wells, as we're going to call him tonight, Drew Grayson, Christian Mose, and Dylan Curtis. Christian Mose is the quarterback for the Hurricanes, so he's familiar with handling the rock, Coach.
Well, besides Nettles with BC Reigns, watch the Moss kid, number 11 for Bryant. He's the go-to guy. He's averaging 11 points a game, 8 rebounds, the best all-around player. At the beginning of the year, the first few games, he was averaging 20 points and 10 rebounds.
Wow.
So he's one to watch. And then we have Drew Grayson, who's the brother of the twins that we
Correct.
talked
We
about.
get to see the brother now in action, Drew Grayson, as he's going to get the start for Bryant tonight as well. Bringing it up the floor right there, Christian Mose just talked about him as he is running point.
It looks like BC Reigns starting out in a 1-2-2 zone. Passing the ball around, and nice shot.
Shot up, no good. Down with the rebound, Caleb Berryhill, as he's going to bring it across the timeline. As they're working this ball over, DeJuan Nettles gives it back to Berryhill. You talked about Nettles being out, so now he's back. And hopefully that'll get the Red Raiders kind of back on track, if possible, Coach.
And the same thing that we talked about, and there's the three by Drew. He's getting back on defense to get the interception.
Almost
nice
stole it. Yep,
Yeah.
good hustle. He
You know-
learned it from his sisters. But he's a year
Hey,
older.
you
He's a
said that. He
sophomore.
gonna come looking for you.
I bet he is.
I
But that was
bet
good
there's some
hustle.
wars in
That
that
was-
family playing out one-on-one.
That was definitely some good hustle by the young man. Just couldn't control it when he brought it down. Inbounds coming in from BC Reign. Down low, quick bucket for DeJuan Nettles. We talked him up, Coach, and now he gets on the board.
Yeah, now they come back with a 1-1 full court press. Bryant didn't have any issues with it till now.
Grayson dishes it. They try to work it over to Nate Orr. He can't control it. And Johnny on the spot, DeJuan Nettles, quick 4-point lead here by the Red Raiders.
And they're back into the full court 1-2-1-1 press. They're going to have to bring somebody to the ball.
Putting that
There
pressure
we
on
go.
Nate Orr.
Good break.
Dylan Curtis tried to get it over to his fellow teammate. They will say ball is out, so they're going to take a side out here. I guess someone knocked it out.
Yeah, we couldn't see that here
Couldn't
from the
catch it on the
studio.
angle, yeah, but it will be Red Raiders basketball as they are up 4-0 here early in the ball game. Berryhill controlling it. Flies by
Right.
Curtis, gets it up.
Nice floater. Boy, it's tough. You know, as a defensive coach, you want to keep track of how many kids in the opposing team gets to the middle. You just can't have kids driving down the middle of your lane.
So a foul committed by Bryant, their first team foul. Berryhill
Nice
thought
ball
about the
fake.
three, thought about it again, put it up.
He don't think long about shooting.
No, cannot connect. Nate Orr with the
He's got
rebound.
a quick trigger.
He worked it over to Grayson. He puts up a three. It rims out. Berryhill with the rebound and back to running again. Here come the Red Raiders. Filling the lane, going up. No, get that out of here. But they're going to call a foul against Bryant.
Nice block by Nate Orr for Brian. He got up off the ground on that one.
I believe that foul is going to be on Drew Grayson, his first. As John Adams went in to fill the lane, so he's going to go to the line shooting two.
Tell you what, BC Reigns is playing a lot faster than Bryant, and I think it's working to their advantage, especially when they're able to get into their full court press.
Adams missed the first and missed the second, which went off the backboard. BC Reigns almost had the rebound. Red Raiders can't haul it in.
Christian Moss gets a nice break, a little euro.
A little euro right there by Nate Orr, but it was a euro no-go.
I don't know about the shot. It was a nice euro, but the shot.
DeJuan Nettles shot rims out. As Christian Mose brings it across the timeline. He led the Hurricanes as quarterback this past season for them. As they work it over to Nate Orr. Back to Mose. They get it to Grayson. He's going to try that three again, Coach.
There it
And
is.
bam, he connects.
1 for 3 from the threes.
And Bryant gets on the board.
You know what, Drew, he's shooting 42% from the threes, so he's not going to hesitate to put it up there either.
Right, right. Dylan Curtis in front of Berryhill. Berryhill trying to shake him. They're going to toss it over. And that three is good. BC Rain extends the lead. That one dropped in by Antonio Williams. Stolen by the Red Raiders. They push it up the floor, get it to John Adams off the glass. Easy layup for the Red Raiders, and they're pressing after the made basket, putting the heat on the Hurricanes.
The speed of the game is really hurting Bryant, and there's another steal. They're doing to Bryant what Bryant did to the girls
that is
the
correct.
first game.
Oh, nice step over move right there by Drew Grayson, the little head fake. Dribble step to the left and drops another three. Back-to-back threes. He has all the points for Bryant so far in the game.
That's 2 for 4 from the three-point line. He's shooting 42%, so he's above average. I guess is that still above average, 50%?
That is above his average, it is.
I didn't know about the new modern math if they had changed that too.
Turnover on the play. 5-second call against BC Rain. It's going to be the Hurricanes basketball, down 3 here with 3:49 left in the first quarter. And you're right, Coach. BC Rain putting that press on Bryant like the girls did in the first ball game, but Bryant kind of somewhat composed here. Not letting it get to him. They're going back to for another three, but no, he passes up to Christian Mose down low. Nice in and out move by Mose.
Yeah, they were able to get behind the zone and work the baseline, and Drew did a good job of seeing him run the baseline and got the ball to him. Here's a little strategic maneuver. Do you think Drew is such a good shooter because of his shoes? Is
I don't
that
know.
Bubblegum shoes?
It could
color?
be the shoes.
Maybe.
Now, that is one thing.
The glass slipper.
That is one thing I definitely watched during the Gulf Coast Holiday Classic. I saw so many different colors of shoes. I thought I needed to get my eyes checked. I mean, what color is that?
Those
Is
rainbows got
right,
to you, huh?
Those Skittles, or those sour tarts, So yeah, the kids are definitely making the fashion statement. The one that really got me was the same exact shoe but 2 different colors.
The 2 different.
You think are y'all swapping shoes? No, that's how I bought.
You know, that gets expensive. You got to buy 2 pairs of shoes instead of 1.
But I believe they got a pair, made so they can get them like that. Nice rebound by Christian Mose. Takes it to the hole. And just like that, Bryant is in the lead 10-9. After Rain started off 2 easy buckets, but Bryant has clawed themselves back into the ball game here.
Well, threes will get you back in a hurry.
Traveling by Caleb Berryhill, turnover on the play. And we'll have some substitutions coming in here for BC Rain. The big fella, Zion Hale's going to come in, the 6'1 junior.
Yeah, he's on the football team, played defense. He looks
Correct.
like a defensive lineman coming in.
Coach Richmond going to kind of put some beef out there here at 2:33.
Well,
remaining in the first quarter.
That probably will help Brian because it'll take some speed off the court for BC Rain.
He feed it down low. And they worked it over from Trey Wells to Dylan Curtis. You're right about that, Coach. Nice assist by Wells.
Coach Griffin said that Moss was his best overall player, and he's showing that. He's rebounding, he's passing the ball, finding the open person, and he scored.
Pressure being put on Antonio Williams, but you can't stop him. You can only hope to contain him as he drops it in right there.
In all my years of coaching, it just seemed like that left-handers had it on shooting the ball. I never coached, I call them wrong-handers.
Wrong-handers.
Wrong-handers, but I've never coached a bad left-handed shooter.
Something about
they
it.
They can shoot the ball.
Something about it. Nate Orr with the easy bucket right there for BC Rain. 90 seconds left in the first quarter. But that left hand can throw you out. You're so used to seeing so many people play right-handed, so being left-handed to me in basketball is truly an advantage. Another 5-second call against BC Rain. That's the second time we've had that call here in the first quarter. A turnover, and Bryant's going to get the ball as we get some more substitutions coming in for BC Rain. Looked like Jacoby Lindsey checking in, number 2, the 6'2 senior guard for the Red Raiders.
They're still in that 1-2-2 zone, and There's my man Drew again from downtown.
Correction, that's A.J. Williams checking back into the ball game, number 3. Nettles has the ball. Hasn't been running the point too much tonight, Coach.
No.
Has it on this possession right here, and he is blocked by Nate Orr, and Orr's going to get the rebound and push across the mid-court stripe. Sees an avenue, just feels right in the lane.
Yeah.
6'2" junior puts it in and drops it. Orr averages 11.1 points per ball game.
16 to 11. Bryant has been able to hit some threes. They're getting to the hole easier now. They're going to have to go back and start using their speed again and start pressing.
Zion Hill with the ball, and they're going to catch him on the Cupid shuffle. That's a turnover. The big fella forgot to put the ball on the floor, Coach.
Get that turnover.
John Adams checks back in for BC Rain. They're going to bring the full court press here. Only down 5 points.
Yeah, that's to their advantage. You know, Coach said that they're the same thing. They have turnover problems. They got to bring back the speed and make Bryant turn the ball over.
They're going to shoot a 3 right here. No good. That was not the high percentage shot with the clock under 12.
Nice block.
Nice block by Orr. Pushing it up the floor. Dion D.D. Lambert. And dropping it in. Dylan Curtis with the bucket right at the buzzer. They're going to count it. 19-11 is the score. After one, Bryant gets back into the ball game and takes the lead. Second quarter action headed your way.
There's a lot to like about Mobile County Public Schools.
What I enjoy about Mobile County School is the extra attention my teachers give us to help us learn.
Teachers are liking their access to technology, and students are liking the quality of their education.
I like the technology that's been incorporated into my education.
And since 1826, you have trusted us to prepare your child for their future, and we like that. Mobile County Public Schools. We are learning today, leading tomorrow.
Are your twins in?
We welcome you back to the MCPSS High School Basketball Game of the Week. Don't forget to mark your calendar. MLK Day coming up January 16th. All schools and offices will be closed for MLK Day. Let's open up and look at the first quarter statistics for this ball game. If we can get those up here before the second quarter kicks off. With Bryant on top 19-11. They started off 4-0. They were down to the Red Raiders, but they called themselves back in, Coach. 50% from the three-point line, 3 for 6.
Yeah, and you know, threes will get you back in the game in a hurry. They were down 6-7 points and came back and took the lead.
Bryant had no free throw attempts. I have 2 for BC Rain, 0 for 2 from the line.
BC Rain's is holding on to the ball. They're dancing with the ball and not getting anything accomplished. Nice drive to the hole, good block.
Drive by Antonio Williams, but blocked by the Hurricanes.
By Moss. I tell you what, he does a whole lot for that team. Nice
pass. Christian Mose, no look pass to Dion Lambert. Kind of came in a bit hot on him.
Right idea,
ready for it.
Little bit didn't get it done.
Kind of too much of the finesse on there, huh, Coach?
Hoochie-coo. Too much hoochie-coo.
And it looks like we're going to have an offensive foul.
That's a moving pick.
Called against Antonio Williams, yeah.
Antonio just, you know, and a lot of times that has to do with the guy with the ball. He's got to wait for that guy to set the pick. He can't be coming to set the pick while you're going off of him. They're going to get called for a moving pick every time.
Oh, easy bucket for Trey Wells as he goes right down the hole. Coach Andre Richmond has seen enough. He wants a 30-second timeout to discuss some things here to figure out what's going on. You can see the Hurricane smiling right there after that easy bucket.
Yeah, I've got 4-2 or 5-2 in turnovers. And, you know, a lot of that has to do with that score, 21-11 at halftime, Bryant leading.
Officials for tonight, Caleb Donahue, Melissa Clark, Tremaine Gamble. They called the first game as well, so they're doing a little double duty themselves down in the BC Rain Red Raiders gymnasium. Al Weed and Coach Marty Arrow here in the MCPSS Studio Central as we are calling the ball game for you remotely, having a good time here. Early in the new year, celebrating some high school basketball on a Thursday night.
Oh, isn't
Coach.
it great? Oh, man, I love it. High school basketball, college basketball, I love it.
And we want to thank everyone out in the community who I saw over the holidays during the tournaments complimenting us and thanking us for showing the coverage. As we tell them, if we can show you more, we would love to. A lot of people saying, where can we see ball at? If you can get to a game, go to it. But if you can watch it, watch it and tell others to tune in and watch as well.
One of the things, I'm glad you said that. One of the things that I wanted to say is that if parents, if coaches, if managers, anybody, the day of games, if they could put on Facebook, Twitter, whatever, where the games are, who's being played, where it's at.
It's going to help.
It helps. I saw a couple of games because I try and go see the kids that come to me play as much as I can.
Okay.
And a lot of those times I'll just see who's playing where going through Facebook.
Yeah, that's right.
Any little thing like that can really help.
It really can. You see Rain trying to get their offense going, down 10 points right now, trying to work it down low to Zion Hill. That pass interrupted
That was
by
good
Deion
play.
Lambert.
That was good play. They set it up. They went back door. They penetrated, gave it to the open person, and just at the end didn't get it.
Christian Mose steals it. Decided to dunk, but I think in mid-flight he changed his mind, just kind of dropped it in the basket there. So Mose with the good steal. But nice move by DeJuan Nettles on the comeback. As he flashes and gets it in.
Nettles and Moss, the leading players for each team, they've got to be able to get the ball and do their thing. Whether it's passing to the open person, whether it's scoring, they've got to have the ball in their hands.
John Adams with the ball as he passes over to Antonio Williams. Williams getting pressured by Lambert. I'm going to shoot the three anyway with my left hand. No good. He has the height advantage over Lambert, but could not get the basket to drop. Gets the steal. He probably may try it again, but nice as down low flashes DeJuan Nettles in the paint, and he's fouled on the play.
That was another one of those late calls, one of those phantom
Somewhat
calls.
delayed, you're right. Somewhat delayed, Coach.
Nice ball handling.
So Nettles is going to go to the line. He's a 64% free throw shooter. So far tonight, BC Rain 0 for 2 from the line. Down 10 points here in the second quarter.
If they'll just, get back to that press, score, get back to the press, get a couple of easy buckets, they'll be right back in this thing.
Makes the first one. Checking into the ball game for BC Rain, Caleb Berryhill, and also John Adams checks back in.
Berryhill had something to do with them getting that early lead. He was getting some steals, scoring. He's got to get into the flow of the game again.
Nettles misses the second.
Now,
they get the
back in their
rebound,
press.
gets their own rebound and drops it back in. So kind of a hard three-point play. They get it that way. Ball stolen by Adams.
Oh, I hate turnovers. Getting a headache watching them.
Here's a shot put up three in and out by BC Rain. No good.
Well, they got a couple steals. They sort of got back into the game here. I sort of thought they'd get back into their diamond press, but they didn't.
I believe we have a timeout on the floor. Don't know if this is the full, so this is the 30-second timeout right here with BC Rain down 23-16.
And they got two quick buckets. They get it. Hopefully that'll put some lead in their pencil, and they'll get to be getting back into this game even more.
The Hurricanes average 49.5 points a game and give up 49.8 points a game. So that could be indicative of their 5-7 record, Coach. They're giving up a little bit more than what they're scoring.
Right, yeah. It's good to see them competing against one another. 2-11, they could come out here dead and not be playing well.
Correct.
But that's a mark of a good coach Coach Richmond has them pumped up for this game.
They've cut the lead to 7. Christian Mose drives in, gets his own rebound, goes back up, fouled. The bucket does not drop for the and-one opportunity, so Mose is going to go to the free throw line to shoot 2. He averages 66.7% from the charity stripe. These are the first free throw attempts for Bryant in this game, Coach.
He's a nice player. He's a smooth player. Shot the ball, got his own rebound, shot it, got fouled.
Makes the first.
I like his effort. He's everywhere on the court.
He is. Moses, a 5'11" senior, as we talked about earlier, played quarterback for the Hurricanes. 2 for 2 on the line. They are perfect tonight. And they extend the lead 25-16 here in the second quarter.
They sort of faked the full court press. Now they've fallen back. Now they've gone man-to-man. They switched from the zone.
Nettles back
to
over to Adams. Adams back to Nettles. Mose went for the steal. And there's the steal right there by Drew Grayson. Going to drop it off to Deion Lambert. Lambert said, hey, let me take a shot. But his shot blocked by A.J. Williams. And on the other end, wide open, Caleb Berryhill with the easy lay-in.
And it started with the block shot.
Sure did.
Defense, defense, defense. Nice drive.
Mose trying to drive in, couldn't finish, but nice rebound by Nate Orr. Gets it back to Mose, who stayed home and waited for his teammate to feed him the rock as he gets the easy lay-in off the glass. Good shot right there, Coach Chanson Griffin on the sideline, coaching Bryant.
And Nate Orr was the one that made that happen. He's the one that gave the pass to him for the layup.
27-18 is our score here in the second quarter. Kick it out to Berryhill. His shot rims out. Right at the free throw line. The 15-footer's good for John Adams as he gets it off the glass. And, Coach, the bank was open for him.
The bank was open. 27-20. Bryant's head.
Oh, nice move and drive by Deion Lambert. Kind of did a little shake and bake action right there to get that bucket. Extends the lead back to 9 as we approach 3 minutes left in the first half. Pretty good contest so far, Coach Aaron.
It is. And, you know, each one nice back cut.
Oh, that was nice. John Adams, you could run for president after a pass like that. Man, 29-22 is our score here as we approach 2:30 left in the contest.
Both teams are similar down. They're not turning the ball over. And in doing that, they're able to get shots, and both teams are scoring.
Oh, the putback by Trey Wells did not go in. I thought for sure he was going to get the bucket right there. Let's see, they're going to call this Hurricanes basketball.
Turnover on John Adams.
Taking it out is going to be Nate Orr here on the side.
Two good-looking teams, two athletic teams. I think well coached. I'm surprised BC Rains just aren't pressing more.
Checking into the ball game for Bryant. Tristan Bryant, number 20. Shot blocked by BC Rain, I believe. A.J. Williams with the block. It's going to remain Hurricanes basketball.
That'll get Drew Grayson's attention, getting a three-point shot block. Nice break.
Nice. Caleb Berryhill's shot cannot go.
Again,
and the
Nettles.
loose ball goes back to Bryant once again. Here's the replay. Good block right there. Christian Mose brings it across the timeline, being pressured by John Adams.
That's two quick young men right there.
You know Drew Grayson, he wants to pull that trigger, Coach. And he does with the little runner. Grayson should be getting close to double figures tonight, the way he's dropping buckets. That is a foul and one. This is a 4-point play opportunity coming up for Antonio Williams. That was a 3 that went off the glass, Coach.
That's one of those ones.
Wow.
No, nice shot.
That's what it is.
That's I guarantee you the coach was over there.
Nate Orr picked the foul up right there. 15 fouls. So here's the 4-point play opportunity. Williams is a 50% free throw shooter. So far, the Red Raiders 1 for 4 from the line. Now 2 for 5 from the line tonight.
And he's one of those guys that needs space. But if you give him a little space, that ball's going up.
And he's got a quick trigger too, Coach, especially, and that's double effective because he's left-handed with a quick trigger. So you don't even see it coming. Next thing you know, that he's released the ball. Barry Hill being patient. Oh, a little too impatient, tried to force it. Tristan Bryant got his hands on it, but BC Rain gets the ball back. In the corner, DeJuan Nettles drives and scores. 2 nights ago, that would have been a traveling call at Bishop State. Just letting you know.
Bryant's starting to get a little sloppy with the ball. They weren't turning the ball over, but now they're driving. Whether they're getting fouled a little bit, you got to be able to take some of the pounding. It's a physical game.
Rain has cut this lead to 3. Speaking of 3, Grayson throws up a 3. Drew Grayson's 3 is no good. 1 possession ball game right here, under 45 seconds. That shot rims out.
He's not bashful.
Not at all. They squeeze it back over. Nice shot by Dylan Curtis, the little floater. He drops it in, and that extends that lead back to 5. Under 20 seconds here. 1 play needed for the Red Raiders. 2 possession ball game, but you want to at least get 2 points out of this possession right here. No shot clock in high school.
They need a good shot.
They want a good high percentage shot. And a foul on the play. So they're going to send DeJuan Nettles to the line. He shoots 64%.
With 4 seconds left on the court to be pressuring them so far out and then fouling them, they could have come in a little bit and put pressure on them.
I stand corrected, Coach. That foul on the floor, that was only 16 fouls. So that was a good foul to give right there by Coach Griffin. Clock is running. A long 3. No good by A.J. Williams. And at the half, Bryant up 5, 33-28. They started off in the hole 4-0, but they have come back on top. We're going to take a break, come back, bring you some halftime, and also look at first half statistics of this ball game. Don't move.
High school students, are you looking for a way to become a better leader? Then the Junior Officers Training Corps may be what you're seeking. If you would like to develop self-reliance, learn ways to be more responsible, and improve your communication skills, you can do that and more when you register for the Junior Officers Training Corps. The JROTC program is available to all high school students in Mobile County. JROTC, we build a better you.
It was just like an extension of home.
Bishop give you that outlet to give you a career, a successful career.
We're doing some great things at Bishop State. Keep an eye on us.
It is halftime inside of the home of the Red Raiders. They're down 5 points to Bryant right now, 33-28. Al Wheaton and the coach, Ronnie Arrow. Coach, interesting first half that we saw in this ball game. BC Rain kind of started off pressing Bryant, kind of the opposite of what happened in the girls' game. Then Bryant kind of collected themselves and got back on top pretty quick.
You know, what I liked about this game is at the end, with about 5, 6, 7 minutes to go, both teams, it was like a slugfest. You know, you score, they come down, the other team gets a good shot, they score. Whenever there needed to be a score made to stay ahead or stay close, they've done it.
As at one point, Rain was down 10 points, but they cut it to 3 toward the end. And that's one thing I wanted to look at right there. 3-pointers, the Hurricanes 3 for 7. We know 2 of those made by Drew Grayson. He got their first 6 points because the first 2 buckets were threes for the Hurricanes tonight. 14 for 21. They're definitely shooting the rock tonight.
Yeah, they're putting the ball up. They're not bashful, but I'm telling you, they're getting a lot of penetrate pitch. They're wide open shots.
Right.
They're not just one-on-one and going with a wild shot. And that's why the shooting percentage is good.
And rebounds right there, 14 to 11. Well, parents, if you have a 4-year-old and would like to enroll them into the Mobile County Public Schools first-class pre-K program, you only have a few more days to wait before the registration period begins. Besides preparing your child for kindergarten, there are so many other benefits to the first-class pre-K program. Here's some information right now.
Pre-K in the Mobile County Public School System started in 1988. So Just 4 started with maybe around 10 or 12 classrooms for 4-year-olds. But then we realized that there was a need throughout Mobile County. And not everyone had the ability to drive into Just 4. But trust me, people were trying to get to pre-K. It was a great program.
Just 4 is one of the only, because I think there may be 2 other centers that service only 4-year-olds. And the uniqueness of that is that we have the opportunity to focus solely on the social, emotional, and educational development of 4-year-olds. These things are so critical so that we can have them prepared for when they leave here and go on to kindergarten at various schools. We service kids from all over Mobile County Public Schools districts, so we're not zoned for any particular area, so we have the opportunity to deal with children from multiple districts within the county. We actually have 16 regular education classrooms, as well as 2 special education blended classrooms. And those classrooms the blended classrooms work to support our special education students, as well as provide the opportunity for our peer mentors or peer models to come in and serve as role models.
It's a crucial benefit for our kids. Most of our children have attended some type of daycare, but most of them have not attended a really structured type of setting, been in a classroom. So for our babies, it just gives them a leg up because they have a whole year of experiences in pre-K before they start kindergarten. You can tell the difference between our children who have had that year of experience in a pre-K program and those who have not. So you get to the kindergarten setting and you have typically either 3 different groups of children. You have children who've never been to school at all, not to daycare, not to school. Then you have the children who have been to daycare and then to pre-K, and then you have our babies who've been to pre-K and then entering kindergarten. And there's a huge difference in those children. Those babies who have that pre-K experience, again, it's such a structured play is what it is. You know, they think that everything they do in that classroom is fun and is play, but it's very thought out, very well planned. And those kids with that experience, you know, they've had time with computers, they've had time learning how to line up. They're just a whole year ahead of their peers who don't have that experience. So huge benefits for our children.
Having a free program of this caliber for your child to attend, I mean, why wouldn't you want to be a part of it? It's outstanding. All of the educators have early childhood teaching certificates. All of the auxiliary teachers in the classroom have early childhood background. Everybody attends professional development. We have 2 adults to 18 children. It's a phenomenal program.
The partnership is necessary because we've got to all work together. Whether you are a standalone facility, whether you are Head Start, Mobile County Public School System, that partnership is essential to our children, and that's what this is all about. It's about our children. It's about them having quality programs, because when they do well in pre-K, we know the data, we know what the studies show, that those students are more likely to graduate and graduate on time. And those students are also going to be more adjusted and ready to serve, ready to lead, and ready to learn.
All right, parents, don't forget you have a few more days to wait before that registration period opens for the first class pre-K program. That'll be January the 15th. We're going to come back and bring you the second half of this game. Bryant's on top 33-28 for our MCPSS high school basketball game of the week.
Parents, if you have a child who will be 4 years of age on or before September 1st, 2023, then mark your calendar to register for the Mobile County Public Schools First Class Pre-K program. Online registration for the 2023-24 school year opens January 15th, so don't miss this opportunity. Log on to mcpss.com for more information and a complete listing of pre-K sites, screening, and selection info. First Class Pre-K registration, January 15th. Save the date.
Hello, I'm Katrina Frazier.
And I'm Deborah Robinson, and we would like to be your next realtors. As homeowners, we know how confusing it can be searching to find that perfect home that fits your needs and budget.
For that reason, it's important to have a reliable partner to represent you and to be there for every step of your home buying process. You'll find the services offered through Berkshire Hathaway, Home Services Cooper & Company Realtors are second to none.
So whether you are buying or selling your home, call us today and let our experience work for you.
High school students, are you looking for a way to become a better leader? Then the Junior Officers Training Corps may be what you're seeking. If you would like to develop self-reliance, learn ways to be more responsible, and improve your communication skills, you can do that and more when you register for the Junior Officers Training Corps. The JROTC program is available to all high school students in Mobile County. JROTC, we build a better you.
You've got questions? We got answers. mcpss.com. Whether it's attendance zones, school calendar, lunch menus, or registration information that you are looking for, you can find it right here, mcpss.com. You can also get the latest news and district-wide calendar information, and it's just a click away. So when you need to know, and you need to know right now, check us out, mcpss.com.
At Mobile County Public Schools, we are learning today and leading tomorrow. Make sure you follow us on all social media platforms, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and the Gram. That's Mobile County Public Schools. And speaking of leading today, Bryant leading right now, Coach Arrow, 33-28. BC Rain kind of got close. They got to within 3 toward the end of the second quarter, but couldn't quite get that last bucket to cut the lead to 1, maybe.
Give Bryant credit, they had something to do with that. When they needed to score, they scored and didn't allow BC Range to catch up. So they had something to do with that. They didn't come down, take bad shots, force it, or have turnovers. They took care of the ball and got good shots.
Currently foul situation, DeJuan Nettles for BC Rain has 2 fouls. For Bryant, Nate Orr and Drew Grayson both have 2 fouls. So those are only folks who are close to being in foul trouble, if you want to call it, as BC Rain is going to inbound the ball, down 5 points in the third quarter. So, Coach, let's put on your coach's hat. What do you tell these teams at the halftime for BC Rain or Bryant?
Well, when it first started out, I mean, if it was me, and they know their personnel better than I do, but they got the lead early by pressing, scoring, pressing, scoring, pressing. Then they came out of the press, fell back into a zone, and it sort of got them laid back a little bit. They weren't as aggressive. Whereas with Bryant, they just, I think, did a great job of being able to bring the ball down and score when they had to score to keep the lead.
I think one contributing factor is that young man right there, Christian Mose, kind of somewhat decided to kind of take the ball game over to kind of get control of things for Bryant. Looks like DeJuan Nettles maybe called for that foul. I believe that could be his 3rd. as Moses is going to go to the line here. We're 30 seconds into the third quarter.
Yeah, and you know he's a really good player. He shoots the ball well. He gets down on defense, plays it well, and he's a guy. The coach said that he's the best overall player that he has. And at the beginning of the year, he was averaging 20 points and 10 rebounds.
Right now,
going in tonight, he's averaging 11 points and 8 rebounds. So he's an active player, which they need.
I was just about to say perfect from the line, but I think I jinxed him in my mind.
He
Coach.
fought it.
So he's attempted all of the free throw attempts for Bryant tonight. He is 3 for 4 from the line. There's a 3 put up right there off the glass. Once again, BC Rain doing it off the glass. Wow.
Al, I don't think I've ever seen so many threes off the glass.
Off the glass. That was shot by DeJuan Nettles as he's going to remain in the ball game. I need to verify if he has 3 fouls tonight. Nice drive in by Trey Wells, even though he wears the number 5. Coach Griffin told me just call him Trey.
Trey. We can do that.
Working that ball over to Caleb Berryhill. Oh, flashing down low, Antonio Williams with the quick jumper. No good. With the rebound, Christian Mose across the timeline. He dumps it down.
See, once again, they do what they have to do to keep the lead. They don't come down, force shots.
Jalen Curtis with that bucket for the Hurricanes. Berryhill thought about that long 3, hesitated, gets it over to DeJuan Nettles. Nettles, a 6-foot senior, looking to exhibit more of running the point here in the second half than in the first half. Loose ball. That's a turnover, Coach.
Yeah, and that's right now they've got 9 turnovers to 4 turnovers.
Drew Grayson, I believe I would give him the Oscar for the performance there, but didn't get the call nor the shot to drop the young man. Nettles throws up his 3, no good. Nice rebound by Drew Grayson.
He didn't use the backboard.
That's what it was.
That's what he's got to start using the backboard.
He didn't call bank. That's what he didn't call bank. Trey Wells takes a shot, no good. That rebound is going to be credited to DeJuan Nettles.
Moses and Nettles, those 2 guys are like glue for both teams.
You're right. The glue didn't stick right there, Coach. Did not drop for Nettles. We have a foul called on the play. A technical has been issued. I wonder if that's going against Nettles because we're walking the other way. He was the closest person to the official at that time.
It was either Nettles or Coach Richmond. I don't think it was Coach Richmond, but that's the way she was looking.
We sent a note to our statistician to find out who that technical was called on. So John Adams picks up that foul, that technical.
You know, that makes it tough. You can't have mental errors like that. You know, you're staying in the game, you're getting a run going, and then something like that happens.
Got rebounded.
My man Drew doesn't blink. If it was the Old West, he'd have a quick draw.
Is it a quick draw, Coach?
Seems like both bunches have slowed the ball down a lot more than when they first started out the game, sort of seeing what each other's doing, sizing each other up.
Got a foul called on the play right there from Christian Mose. That'll be his 2nd foul.
And not only, he threw it to the person underneath, but he had 2 guys over here ready to catch the ball and shoot threes. things that John Adams has got to do. He gets in trouble when he goes with his left hand. He's got to develop that left hand better than what he has. They ought to start making him go to his left, take his right away.
Drew Grayson looking to
he
shoot the
hesitated.
three, does not pull the trigger. Trey Wells goes behind his back over to Grayson. Here's Christian Mose in the corner. He escapes. Look at him, Coach, penetrating and gets it in.
That's a well-designed play. Pass, come up and pick from the post, come off it, and get to the hole for a layup.
BC Rain pushed it up the floor, but they could not capitalize and get the bucket. Back over to Grayson once again. And he is ripped on the play by John Adams, but no, ripped back by Drew Grayson. And Grayson gets the little slight floater to drop in for BC Rain.
He's having a really good game, only averaging 9 points a game. I haven't seen the stats, but I think he's well over that right now.
43-31 is our score. We have a timeout on the floor right now at the 3:38 mark in the third quarter, as pretty much Bryant has extended their lead, Coach. After that technical foul, they have just really turned it on.
They did, and things like that really can turn a game. You get the free throws and you get the ball, but even with all that going on, I looked at the score 43-31, Bryant's favor, and in my head I'm still thinking it's a 6, 7, 8 point ball game.
Right.
And those turnovers and technical can turn the tide really quick.
Great atmosphere tonight. 2 ball games. In the first game, the Bryant girls soundly defeated BC Rain 65-19. And right now, BC Rain boys trying to get themselves together. And they are down 12 points here to Bryant, 43-31 in the third quarter. And Bryant pretty much trying to turn it on here and really keep the faucet flowing with buckets, as the Red Raiders are trying to get on the board.
Bryant back, they're changing up their defense is good. They're back to man-to-man now, pressure man-to-man.
First look at Damian Franklin for the Red Raiders, as he is in the ball game. Gets it over Antonio Williams. There's that left-handed shot. Coach off the glass once again.
It's almost like they can't score if they don't use the glass. That's counting threes.
I will say this, it's up there for a reason, Coach. So you might as well use it. Use it to your advantage.
I haven't seen him use any free throws off the glass yet.
Right.
But
Drew Grayson kind of throws that one up, steps into it. Here, that is not a three. Trey Wells' foot was on the line, so he makes it from the top of the key.
Tell you what, he didn't hesitate either.
And speaking of no hesitation, look at that shot right there by A.J. Williams.
I'm really surprised that BC Rain's in full court pressing like they did to start the game.
Lead is 9 right now. Trey Wells, easy jumper, does not fall.
Oh, he was taking it to the hole.
I thought he was going to go to the hole as well, Coach. Now some nice rebound by Franklin. Can I get the shot to drop? And it's going to be Hurricanes basketball.
Tell you what, there's been some battles on the boards. When that ball's shot, both bunches got at least 4 guys going to the boards.
Deion Lambert trying to get in on the action. His three no good. And there's your guy right there, Coach. Antonio Williams, he's fouled on the play.
He tried to block the shot, and it's better to play position defense rather than try and block shots, especially if you're the same size.
Williams is a 50% free throw shooter from the line. Nate Orr with that foul, that's his 3rd foul. First free throw attempt for BC Rain, no good here in the second half.
He didn't use the backboard.
I should have known you were setting me up, Coach.
That's
I should have known. Williams is a 6'1" junior. His second free throw attempt, no good, but a rebound right there by Franklin. Gets it back to Williams, and he gets 2 the hard way.
2 the hard way.
Wow.
Great effort on BC Rain's part. They had 2 and 3 guys keeping that ball alive.
Oh, Christian Mo's drive does not fall. Zion Hill with the rebound. There's a quick trigger once again for Williams. And that one just rims out right into the hand of Deion Lambert.
I wouldn't say that is as good a shot as he's been taking.
Mose is wide open over here looking for the basketball. And Grayson moves to his side. And that's an easy cheat foul picked up by Antonio Williams. There's too much hand action going on right there.
And you know, you're at mid-court. You don't need to be fouling out there. He had nice pressure to begin with.
Right.
You need pressure, but you can't get lazy. Not lazy, but you can't get reaching fouls like that.
And give it in to Mose. He had
Got
to
away
jump
with
high
one
for it.
man.
Yep. He had to use all his football skills. He's a quarterback, not the receiver, but he went up and brought it in.
Nice athlete.
Approaching 1 minute left in the contest, 45-38. Bryant on top. They work it over to Deion Lambert. Lambert back out to Mose. Bryant just playing keep away right now, Coach.
Yeah.
Trey Wells. Oh, turnover on the play. Franklin steals it. And we're going the other way. That's an offensive foul on Damian Franklin.
That's the way to get back and guard the hole. You know, you turn the ball over, and you got to have somebody getting back. We always had the point guard and the second guard. We'd send 2 guys back, one at the hole and then the other one at the top of the circle, stopping the ball. You cannot give up easy layups in transition and win the game.
Less than 40 seconds remaining here. Bryant in no rush, no hurry. They could hold for the last shot if they wanted to. 45-38.
Moses is really cool with the ball. I really like the way he handles himself on the court.
7-point lead, and they lose the basketball turnover. And guess who has it with the Euro step to the hole as he is fouled by Deion Lambert? Antonio Williams. He got it and was going to drive in, Coach.
Tell you what, there's no give up for BC Rains. I think Bryant is getting a little sloppy with their passes, one-hand passes.
Right.
And that's what happens when you turn the ball over.
Lambert picks up his first foul.
It's either he's not using the backboard or he's too close. He's got to move out to the threes.
Is that what it is?
That's the 3rd free throw that is missed.
Yep. And misses that one. That's 4 free throw attempts missed by the young man.
Gets the loose ball. Oh, nice pass.
They go to the hard way again. Not saved. Last chance, last shot coming up. But Bryant does not get it off. So the 7-point lead remains as we go into the 4th quarter with the Hurricanes on top.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Ayla, hi. Oh, hi, Sierra. How are you? Good. How are things?
Things couldn't be better.
What do you mean?
Well, I just started this new job as a school teacher with the Mobile County Public Schools, and it has been a life changer. Great benefits, the hours are great, and great students. Just overall, it's a great opportunity.
Oh, wow, that sounds great. I'm going to look into that.
You should.
For more information, visit mcpss.com/job opportunities.
Let's take a look at statistics through the 3rd quarter here. As Bryant on top 45-38. Coach, look at that field goal. 18 for 27 for the Hurricanes.
Yeah, in a close game like this, a 7-point ball game, and BC Rains is 2 for 9 from the free throw line. You got to make free throws. Field goal percentages are good for both groups, especially Bryant.
Christian Mose with the ball as he passes over to Trey Wells as we get started here in the 4th quarter. Al Wheaton, Coach Raniero on the call here. Trey Wells ducks in, ducks out, did a little Frogger, and makes the shot.
Did a little up and over, got to the basket and finished.
Sure did. Nice drive, dribble, and score by A.J. Williams.
Yeah, Drew's got to do a better job than that. He came on him, let him drive right around him.
And stolen by A.J. Williams. Can he make it back-to-back buckets? No, he is fouled on the play. Fouled by Deion Lambert.
You know, for a while, Al, BC Reigns was having a lot more turnovers than Bryant. And right now, I've got both of them 10 to 10.
Look at there. Yep. At the line, 60% from the free throw line. A.J. Williams can't make the first one. So right now, BC Reign has not hit a free throw in the second half. They've missed all 5.
They'd be at least tied up if they were making a
There's
free
their
throw.
first one, yep. 1 out of 6 so far here.
I'm just
in
really
the third quarter.
I'm just really surprised that they're not with ball face. They're not full court pressing after made buckets like they did at the beginning of the game, unless they're in foul trouble. He's got 3 or 4 kids in foul trouble. But I thought that's what got them going in the first quarter.
The lead is 6 right now. Let me make a correction. 1 for 6 in the second half for free throws. No free throws made in the third quarter. So they've made 1 here in the fourth quarter. But down 6 points right now, as you said, Coach, they would be back in the game if they hit the free throws. And he just throws that one up right there to Juan Nettles and gets the call.
Yeah, that was please call a foul.
That's exactly what that was, Coach.
And I think the official was thinking about not calling it. It was a little bit late of a call.
A 17 foul against Bryant. The next one's going to have BC Reign in the bonus.
They're still in man-to-man.
Oh, and they shoot right over the top with the 3. A.J. Williams cuts it to 3 as the Red Raiders fight. Easy steal. Williams goes for the back-to-back bucket, doesn't get it. But Johnny on the spot, Caleb Berryhill, follows up. Will Coach Griffin call the timeout right here to settle down the Hurricanes?
Well, again, those turnovers, and they're hurrying up their offense, and they weren't doing that.
Tristan Bryant put up that 3. It wasn't really needed at that moment. Hurricanes up 1. Let's get to Trey Wells.
I think you're right, Al. I think they need a timeout.
And not on the floor. Well, no, he is on the floor right there. Christian Mose, he did not touch the ball during that possession. He seems to calm the Hurricanes. This lead is only 1 right here by Bryant. They're playing out of control, Coach. So I think Coach Griffin needs a timeout to calm the young men down.
I think either one of them needs a timeout. First one that can get it.
Down 1 point, the Red Raiders have clawed themselves back into the ball game.
It's always interesting. There's reasons why you're far ahead or close, and turnovers has enabled and questionable shots has enabled BC Reigns to be able to get back into the game.
Juan Nettles flies by Christian Mose, kicks it out. The 3 in and out, no good for John Adams. On the move, Nate Orr, his bucket no good, but he is fouled as he approached the lane. That'll be the 15th, I believe the 16th foul against BC Reign.
Berryhill had an excellent shot to be able to take the charge on Orr. He was back there right under the goal to be able to take the charge, and he tried to block the shot and got a foul.
Orr makes the first. He's a 64.3% free throw shooter. So correction, 5th foul against BC Reign. Misses the second 2-point ball game right here, Coach. It's getting knotted up pretty good.
Got us a game.
We got us a game as we approach 5 minutes left here in the ball game. Berryhill taking his time. There's the quick trigger of Antonio Williams, the iron unkind for him, as Christian Mose gets the rebound and Dribbles up, back to Wells.
Well, they run that play, pass, cut through, and pick the ball. They run that play very good, and most of the time they get to the hole for a good pass out of it.
Red Raiders now working the ball across the court, looking to get the easy shot. Juwan Nettles being guarded by Deion Lambert, goes behind the back, slashes in.
What a play.
Cannot convert the bucket. Nate Orr is going to drive coast to coast. And they're going to catch him on the travel, so it'll be a turnover. We're still 48-46.
And that was Franklin there in the hole again. He didn't try and block the shot. He played position ball, and he caused them to be able to travel so that they could get the ball.
Next week, Mary Montgomery versus Baker. This should be a good one. It's going to be Friday the 13th action headed your way, the first Friday the 13th of the year. So MGM travels over to Hornetland. We'll have that broadcast for you on next Friday night. But right now, this broadcast is pretty good. Bryant up 2 with 4 minutes here in the ball game left.
If any of y'all been following Baker, they had been playing without the Flowers kid, and now he's back, and he makes a whole new impression on that team. It takes a lot of pressure out of LeBaron to score.
And just like that, Coach, we are tied 48-48. Traveling called against Bryant. Composure being lost by the Hurricanes right here.
Right now, the turnovers are equal. So whichever, with 48-48 with 3 minutes to go, let's see if the statement's made. The more turnovers in these next 2 minutes, the lesser ones are going to win the game.
And you didn't even have to pull out your abacus for this game, right? You got some room on your paper to track your turnover.
I do.
Tristan Bryant is checked in for the Hurricanes. Zion Hill works back over to Berry Hill. Berry Hill drives in. They dish it down and score. John Adams with the easy lay-in. And just like that, BC Rain has recaptured their first lead since the first quarter as we approach the 3-minute mark.
I think the biggest difference for BC Rains is Berry Hill. And at the beginning of the game, he was getting steals. He was igniting them when they had their lead, and he's come in here now, made some great passes, got a steal, been doing a full boat to be able to have that 2-point lead.
That's the third traveling call against Bryant here in the second half.
So that's 1-0 in turnovers here at the end here.
Or was there a foul on the play, Coach?
Another technical foul.
So not a travel, but a technical has been called against BC Rain. So John Adams has picked up another foul. I thought he had a technical earlier.
Well, if that's the case, he'd be out of the game.
He'd be out the game. I thought they called the technical against him earlier. That's what was indicated to me by my statistician, because that's his second. He's out.
If you look back when that other technical was going, that's when they came back and got a lead.
That is true. Sure did.
Let's see if it happens the same way here. That's a shame. You know, you battle. I don't know what he did, what he said, but you got to keep your composure, especially late in games.
So we're trying to get some clarification. If that was Adams' second technical foul, if we see him on the floor, it wouldn't be. But at the line shooting 2 is Nate Orr. He'll shoot these technical free throws, and Bryant will get possession back. There's 2 shots in the ball.
Boy, I feel for the team. I mean, it's great for Bryant, but that's tough.
And Orr misses the second. They'll get the ball over here on the side out. And I still see Adams on the floor, so.
I I said maybe Coach Richmond, and I hate to say it, and it wasn't him, but he was in that area on that first one. I don't know if it was on him or not.
Right, and it could have been, right. 'Cause I remember you mentioned that, Coach L, traveling right there against Bryant. Now, I know for sure that's the third traveling call we've had this quarter against them for another turnover. As Bryant is down one, if Orr had sinked that free throw, we'd be back tied at 50 apiece.
If Bryant doesn't win this game, they're going to look back on those turnovers as a turning point.
Antonio Williams with the ball. Throws it too high. Oh no, DeJuan Ellis, he brings it in. They're going to call a foul on the floor here against Bryant.
Got bodies flying everywhere.
And that should place BC Rain into the 1-and-1. With that being their 8th team foul. As A.J. Williams is going to go to the line. That foul was called on Christian Mose, his third foul. So Williams is a 50% free throw shooter. And we saw him miss 2 earlier, Coach. And use the rim and the backboard on that one.
He's a pressure free throw shooter.
Is that what it is?
Got to be pressure on him for him to make
Someone who has been silent here in the fourth quarter and parts of the third, Drew Grayson. We haven't called his name too much.
We haven't.
Second one is missed. And look at the hustle right there by A.J. Williams, the 6'3 junior. As he is still hustling on the play. 2:18 remaining here in the ball game. Al Weed and Coach Ronnie Arrow giving you Thursday night action here for the MCPSS High School Basketball Game of the Week.
This has wound up being a great game.
It really has. Ball stolen off the inbounds pass and goes off the thigh of John Adams. Let's see. And they threw it off of Trey Wells. So Wells was trying to get a hold of the ball. They threw it off of him.
Yep.
Don't forget, next Friday we'll have action headed your way, MGM and Baker. That's going to be a nice 7A Area 1 contest. We'll get to see that game coming to you live.
That's going to be at Baker.
And the Hornet Hooligans will be out, Coach. Plus, it's Friday the 13th. Get yourself ready.
If you don't want to go to the game, tune in, listen to us.
Red Raiders up 2 points here.
Nice motion offense.
It's nice motion, ball movement. Blocking foul call against Bryant. That's going to put our guy Antonio Williams at the line shooting 2 shots, Coach Arrow. Here's the replay.
Let's see if this was a charge. Couldn't tell.
I think Grayson might have got his hands in on him. And Williams sinks it when they really need it right here.
You're right. Drew's been quiet. Grayson's been quiet, especially his fourth quarter.
And the lead is 4. And another traveling call on the inbound by Christian Mose. This may be something that Coach Griffin's going to have to work on.
Remember what I said with the 2.5 minute mark.
The turnover?
It's 3-1.
Yep.
It's 3-1.
The lead is now 4 with 1:43 remaining in the contest. BC Rain in the 1-and-1.
You know, Al, if you think about it, you take away the technical fouls, it'd be a 4 or 5 point ball.
Sure would. John Adams, Grayson on him. They get
got a little time. Good help by Drew. That was good help.
You're going to have to get this defense in and capitalize. They can't double team. They're going man to man here. 1 minute.
You got a foul.
But the block by Nate Orr on Zion Hale, And I was just like you, Coach. I was just thinking, that is not an offensive foul. They're going to call a blocking foul down low on the young man, A.J. Williams, who's had a great second half here tonight. That's going to put Bryant on the line. I believe going to the line will be Christian Mose. Well, no. He didn't call it on the floor.
And another turnover.
Another turnover.
That's 4.
And after that turnover, a foul committed by Drew Grayson. And, Coach, you called it early. You said we're tied at turnovers right here. And whoever's going to lose this battle is probably going to lose this ball game.
Yeah, I think the quickness, the overall quickness of BC reigns, and I'm not too sure that there's not a couple of the kids for Bryant that's on the court are a little tired right now. The quickness of BC reigns is, I think, starting to take hold a little bit.
And that places BC Reign in a double bonus. And look at Williams.
Found the rain.
Making it ice water in his veins. We're shooting 50% here in the second half from the free throw line, 5 for 10.
Still plenty of time. Man, that was pretty. He went to the line. That was a pretty shot I've seen.
Shot goes up for Bryant. No good. Rebounded by A.J. Williams. Drew Grayson comes in, and I think it goes off of his foot. So it's going to be Red Raiders basketball, as the Red Raiders have clawed themselves back into this ball game, took the lead and took control. Quite surprised, Coach Griffin, now a timeout has been called. I thought a timeout should have been called earlier, kind of compose his kids.
I agree, Al. But, you know, again, these coaches know their kids. They've been with them every day. They work with them every day. They do situations like this every day.
Right.
For us to sit here and say, that's just us.
That's why we're
talking.
sitting here, Coach.
Yeah, that's just why we're talking. Been through it, done it. Other people's turn.
Well, make sure you sit and join us next Friday, January 13th. Our next telecast, MGM versus Baker. This is going to be a good one for 7A Area 1 matchup. The girls are going to start at 6, and then we'll have the boys at 7:30. So we'll get to see Baron Phylon, and pretty much what we'll now see will be a Baker Hornets team at full strength.
Full strength.
Because they were missing a few players when we saw them against McGill last year.
The Flowers kid brings a whole dimension.
Right.
You know, he can make threes. He's strong. He can rebound. He plays good defense. He's a nice player. LeBaron may not score as many points. He's still leading the country in scoring, but Flowers kid takes a lot of pressure off of him.
I will tell you this, Coach. Don't sleep on MGM. They made it to the finals of the Gulf Coast Holiday Class. They lost to McGill, but they played a very good tournament a couple weeks ago over at Springhill College.
I like MGM.
Right.
I think that they've got some kids that they've got to be able to stay as a group through the whole game. Sometimes they have a tendency to a couple of them get off here, get off there, but when they stick together, I saw them beat McGill at McGill by as bad as McGill beat them in that tournament.
Yeah.
So, and that was at McGill. So it just depends on time, place.
All right, here it is, 2-possession ball game for Bryant. 18.7 seconds at the line. Christian Mose to shoot the free throws. He makes the first.
Here comes the pressure.
Of 2. Cuts it to 5.
I've enjoyed this game. This has been a hard-fought game.
Mose hits the second. So you need some defense and a steal if you're the Hurricanes. You need it quick. We're going to do the quick foul and put the pressure on the young man, A.J. Williams, to go to the line to see if he can sink the free throws.
Well, down 4 with 16 seconds to go. It was probably a good foul. Might have could have waited a little bit, see if he would turned it over, but we'll see if it pays off here.
This is the first. And in comes Drew Grayson. You know what he's brought in for, though.
Yeah. And, you know, Antonio Williams, or Anthony Williams, He is only shooting 60% from the free throw line, so that might have been, if he gets it, foul him quick.
Right. Williams makes the second. Nador down low, and she's fouled on the play. If that had dropped, that would have set up a possible three-point play. It would have been quite interesting at that point. 9.4 seconds. You can't rule it out. Making two here would be really crucial. It would make it a one-possession ball game. Or misses the first.
Needs to come up and look at that rim, not just come up from the dribble to shoot. He needs to find that rim.
And misses the second. Hurricanes did not get the rebound. That pretty much might spell the end for this ball game here, as rain is pretty much going to possibly bring this on home. One free throw right here is probably going to seal the deal, Coach Aaron.
Yeah, it will. Got to play smart with this now. Again, with 4 seconds to go, he needs to step up there. He's been making his free throws, and I think he's made 4 in a row. So hopefully, in their case,
ice water still running in the veins of Antonio Williams. That's 5 in a row, Coach.
He got his range down.
Yep. When he needed them, when they needed him, he really turned it on and brought it. And gets the bounce right there.
That's a heck of a comeback win for
It
them.
really is.
Good game.
BC Rain started off in control. Bryant came and took the ball game over and pretty much ran it for the next 2.5 quarters until Rain got it together, Coach.
The bottom line is, if you live in this area, find out when the high school games are going on, or South Alabama, or Spring Hill, or Mogo. Go support the local basketball teams, especially the high school teams, because there's some very good young talent in this town.
It really is. We're going to work to get you the game statistics coming up here. But a great ball game tonight by the girls and the boys tonight. As the Bryant Hurricanes, the girls get the win, but on the boys' side, the Red Raiders come back and get the win. So they kind of split at the house, 1-1.
Yep, there'll be some happy, some unhappy.
Yeah. But a very good ball game, as we talked about, with BC Rain starting off on top. Bryant kind of composed themselves to get back into the ball game. But those technical fouls, and I'm going to hold to it, Coach, the lack of not calling a timeout to maybe talk to you guys, that probably had a little something to do with it. The Red Raiders coming back at the end.
No question. And one group, BC Rains did a great job at the end taking care of the ball the last 2.5 minutes.
Right.
And Bryant had, I had 4 turnovers in the last 2.5 minutes.
And when they needed to, BC Rain made their free throws when it came down to the end. So that made a big difference, hitting their last 6 free throws. And look at the score, 58-51. So we appreciate you joining us tonight. For the coach, Ronnie Arrow, our director, Wade Ford, our executive producer, Quentin Howard, and engineer, Fran Conway, we appreciate you joining us for the MCPSS High School Basketball Game of the Week. Don't forget, next Friday, Friday the 13th, it's MGM versus Baker, the girls at 6 and the boys at 7:30. Have yourself a great weekend.
Have a